Go ahead and start things up, and then our jazz musician will get in when he conveniently finishes his next jam session. So you guys ready
All
for
right.
City of Mist?
See. Let's do it.
So as the camera pans out and shows how the proverbial City of Mist is transformed during the fall and winter seasons, showing the lapse of time. Investigations have been happening. Work has been done by everyone. As the camera kind of focuses in on a familiar psychiatric facility's front yard and then filters back into a window, and the camera filters in and we see Rico sitting on a couch being talked to. And then that's when I totally call Rico out for the opening monologue. And we hear silence. Obviously, it's doctor-patient confidentiality.
Apparently. Good role play on that. You lose him?
Did we lose you?
You did.
Everyone's in the roll 20, but we unfortunately lost Rico. Rico! Well, part of it too is also poor Rico's been going through some changes. I mean, his inner Jack Frost has come in, and he was a little cold and had some icy disposition before the holidays. Everyone saw the rift of Santa Claus fly over town, which is really some homeless Santa guy who rides a shopping cart through the sky.
Well, already then.
Oh, he's Facebook chatting me, so he should be here shortly. Let's see the power of the internet. I heard a
That is.
as we're hearing our Facebook conversation dings in the background.
Okay, so
Hey.
everybody's ready. I'll
Yep.
go ahead and start with the monologue.
Yeah, we were just hollering for you.
The camera pans in on Jack, getting a therapy session with Dr. Selma Perrin, who you've discovered also worked for Dr. Crystal Knight at their patient on their patient Martha Ellis at the expensive and luxurious private practice downtown. Having uncovered the Mending the Broken, an initiative by Dr. Crystal Knight, who has set in place many practitioners throughout the city, each with different members running their own private clinics and getting referrals from the organization's helplines. Here are a few names that the crew has come across when looking for a Mending the Broken therapist. Dr. Selma Perrin, who you discovered also worked with Dr. Crystal Knight on their patient Martha Ellis at the expensive and luxurious private practice downtown. Dr. Drew Langston, a therapist who has been meeting in a clinic attached to his apartment in one of the blue-collar residential neighborhoods. Police psychologist Dr. Tracy Wong helps law enforcement personnel, meeting with them in their local precinct She also is the one most likely to work with Officer Das and Quinn. Life coach and nutritionist Augusta Summers started out in suburbia, but is gaining a growing clientele in the city center. And last, Father Brian Kelly, a priest taking confession in a local church.
So, of course, as Rico's getting, his therapy session, because remember, y'all signed him up for it. He figured he'd get his conspiracy board filled in because back at Rico's
And with
apartment,
that, our
there's
story begins.
there's all of those different notes that he took from the facility that first time you guys broke in there. He's got
Yep.
the thread lines going between, patients and victims. He's figured out all kinds of clues on his little conspiracy board. As you guys,
He's got the yarn board going.
yep, you totally see the extra victims that he's discovered that from the notes, the hints
I
that
can't
he's.
seem to hear you guys.
Uh-oh. So maybe that could be a problem.
Huh. You're not hearing us? Hello?
Uh-oh. Can you hear us now? I mean, I hear me. Do you hear me?
I hear you. I hear me.
I hear you.
He can't hear us. Oh no, that's probably why he was starting a little late.
All right.
Apparently, this episode brought to you by technical difficulties.
Maybe it's shoots unveiled in action.
He's basically busy being talked to by his therapist. He's telling him his problem,
Yeah.
So as he was saying that in the conspiracy research and all, you discovered that Dr. Crystal Knight's plan is basically her little get-together plan that she calls basically the Mending the Broken Initiative. And that there's a few different doctors and a priest across town that are kind of taking people in and giving them her special kind of therapy. Totally air quotes there. And he did discover a few folks, because we of course have, Martha Ellis, the jazz singer. She's on the list. Then there's another person by the name of Felicia Jones, who is being helped because she's a mother of a 3-year-old that has possibly PTSD and rage issues.
Oh,
And
nice.
a guy by the name of Reuben Stone, who apparently has some kind of depression and despair issues.
Hmm.
And there's
Who
lots of
got
openings.
problems?
So I'm wondering, everybody's technically still in Discord.
Yeah, everybody's Discord but it's apparently not Discord,
who.
which is weird.
Not translating well at all. Technical difficulties. The worst aggro monster of them all. See, now this is where I totally joke, because Discord's having issues, that we should have used Skype, see?
Okay, I can hear you guys now.
Ah, you can hear us.
Yeah.
Hey.
I don't know. I've never had problems with Discord before. But they're adding so much.
It's because Discord does so much. Oh,
You're
we're
not
getting that
live.
echo again. I'm gonna mute real quick because I'm barking dog in the background.
Oof.
So it does sound like we have that echo back.
Yeah, let me.
Just a minute.
How's this?
Let me try.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, we're good now.
Yep, sounds like we're good.
Here we go. Yeah, I had to, after I rebooted, I had to reset my device settings in Discord.
Oh, silly Discord.
Yeah, cool. But we're back on track, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Good.
and we heard your opening monologue there.
Yay. Okay.
So of course, Rico. We've totally, had the seasons change from fall to winter. It's been a while since we've been back. You guys have, gone on and done your things that you've been doing in life, as need be. Rico's got the conspiracy board in his apartment or possibly a closet in one of the places he works at. Where would Rico put his conspiracy board?
Uh,
Conspiracy boards are important things.
it would have to be someplace out of the way, out of general sight. Is there any chance that I could use King's office?
You have a secret
okay.
panel that you slide in King's office he doesn't even know about.
Well, I clean it on the regular, so yeah, there's a way for me
I
to
could
plant that.
I could totally see that. All of a sudden one day he comes in and you show him the conspiracy board. I've been
It's
working
probably
on
behind
something.
a photo. It's probably behind a large portrait or photo.
So you've got the possible victims that you've researched that could be fellow Rifts. You get the hints from the different words, especially with Martha. It totally, for a fact she's a myth. And when it lists Banshee on her name as in quotes, you totally realize, okay, these quotes are code for possible rifts that they've uncovered. And now you definitely have a firm belief that their therapy is not the helpful type. Especially after you've secretly gone undercover and had a few therapy sessions yourself. Thankfully, you're made of stronger stuff, but you notice they keep pointing out why are you looking for this mysterious woman? Why do you feel that you're incomplete without her? And they kind of pull that little thread that makes you feel sad when you leave your sessions. How dare you take the doctor-patient confidentiality against them?
Well, that's not good.
Right?
Okay.
Okay, so after you finish one of your undercover therapy sessions, what would you do? Do you meet up with the crew? I mean, do you have them pick you up?
No, I don't want to trace this back to the crew, so I probably use public transportation.
Okay. So are you meeting up with them afterwards, or what is Rico's plan?
I would aim for an afternoon session. That way I can legitimately tell them that I can tell the therapist that I'm going to work immediately after, and which is true. I mean, I work at the club,
It ain't no lie.
but I can. But once I get to the club, uh, King has the spare apartment up there too, so I figure we could meet up there and discuss the therapy session. Let them know what's going on.
Okay, so you guys basically the screens swipe to a little bit later in the afternoon as you're in the apartment, relaxing, trying to process what the hell just happened during your therapy session. You've got the hints of what's to go, but unfortunately, King totally lets you know that he's busy downstairs, while the rest of you guys are all convening upstairs in the room. The price of
See how
having
it
to do
is.
business.
God, back on business.
On the plus side, your friend from last fall thankfully has moved out of King's apartment. You guys got him hooked up in a nice little halfway house kind of thing.
Oh, he moved on. All right.
He's still in town, but he basically is getting his shit together with your guys' help.
Really? Okay. See, look at that. We're such good people.
Well, as long as we get him a fresh start.
Right?
Yep.
So the question
And
comes down
people.
to is what is your guys' plan?
Hmm. Trying to remember. So, just it's been a while. So we diffused Martha, right?
Yeah, you with your guys' combination of powers and the devices, you managed to pull the rift of the banshee out of her, and she's gone back to being a sleeper. I mean,
Okay, that's
thankfully,
right.
you've actually seen her play at King's Place, a couple of times, and she seems to be completely oblivious to what really happened. All she knows was that there were some bad technical difficulties at the opera house, and pretty much the place was shut down for a couple months for rebuilding and restructuring because the power grid had some issues, and nobody seems to quite remember what exactly happened other than the opera house had some major issues.
Okay.
Which, of course, you guys, now that you're awake in rifts, you totally understand the concept of, the sleepers just kind of, they chose to forget from a certain point of view. But you guys
Right.
totally remember everything that happened.
Okay. That's why I wasn't sure about if we had. I thought we had finished. Like cleaned her, but I couldn't remember.
Yep, you totally saved her.
Yay! We're some saving fools, aren't we?
Y'all about helping the dames out, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And,
Occupational hazard.
King totally got one of his actors, his acts back for the club.
All right. So it's kind of like, what are we gonna do from here, huh?
Mm-hmm. You've got a long list of interesting thoughts from all those paperwork that you guys stole from the psychiatric facility. Rico's been. Now, the question is Rico telling the group that he's been doing this, or is he keeping it secret?
Well, in a previous game session, we set up I think that we went through and set up the sting operation when we visited the original site.
Right. So we're
Yep.
still investigating the doctor then at this point, right?
Well, we've discovered that the doctor has associates.
Right. Okay.
So I figured that we're trying to that now that we know that we're no longer dealing with a single person, but a network of providers.
Right.
It's we need to figure out, you know, who's really loyal to her and who isn't.
And the big thing
You
is he
know,
reveals the conspiracy board to y'all. All of a sudden, you realize the conspiracy goes deeper than just one crazy rift.
I think it's more pertinent that the extent, because it's one thing to have a therapist or a network of therapists in league on such a despicable plot, but
Right.
they've got a police psychologist, a life coach, and a man of the cloth on their payroll as well.
Oh, nice.
And I'll totally tell you that on your character tab, you now have discovered the Ash Street Park, by the way.
Ahoy.
Welcome.
Hey!
Hey, sorry about that, guys. There was some bumfuckery going on over here, I think.
No worries.
And that's exactly what King says as he comes up to the apartment in the
Hey, hey guys, what have I missed? I'll say.
As you come up just in time to see Rico doing like that meme with the conspiracy board. He's got his hands spread out. He's pointing to the strings saying, "It's a conspiracy."
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he's
you know
doing
how much I love a good conspiracy.
Sorry
he's
I
got
ruined
the
that
yarn
portrait.
board.
Sorry, man. Go on. What's a conspiracy, Rico? Tell us all about it, man.
Okay, so apparently I followed through with our plan. I went undercover and I met with one of the other therapists that work at the same center with Dr. Knight.
Yeah.
I discovered that Dr. Knight was working with another therapist by the name of Dr. Selma Perkin, and both of them worked on Martha Ellis together. Selma Perkin has a private practice downtown. There's a second therapist by the name of Dr. Drew Langstone, who works in the blue-collar residential neighborhoods, and his clinic is attached to his apartment. There is a police psychologist, Dr. Tracy Wong, that works with law enforcement, and she's most likely to work with Officer Dassin Quinn, the two cops that were looking into Martha.
Oh yeah, I remember them.
Yeah. Apparently they have an associate, a life coach and nutritionist by the name of Augusta Summers, who works in suburbia, and she's growing her own clientele in the city center. And then there is Father Brian Kelly, who is a priest taking confessionals at the local church. So this is no longer a one-person operation. Dr. Knight apparently is the head of a despicable network of psychotherapists.
For what end?
I'm not sure.
They're using him for ill or what?
Well, Dr. Perrin's been picking my brain about Jack's obsession with this person, Jill. I think that they're figuring out finding out what what our mythos is after, and using that to manipulate them to some end. Maybe how they got to Martha. And I'm just kind of scratching the surface here, but I think they're doing it to me as well.
Oh, so look, man, are you going to get mind controlled or something, or do I need to start hiding the vodka?
I don't think that I'm going to get mind controlled because.
Oh, well, you would say that.
Well, I mean, the thing is that she doesn't know which Jack she's dealing with.
Sure.
He's using the bipolar defense.
Yeah, I mean, if she may be affecting, I don't know, Jack of Fable because he's the most closest to Norm, but Jack Frost or Jack O'Lantern, they're just kind of out there.
And I'm totally sure over the winter season, Rico was very, very Jack Frosty, by the way. Little cold to you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Anyway.
only now you're talking to us. Yeah, I see. Yeah, give me the old cold shoulder. I know.
Especially as he now reveals this conspiracy board in your club you didn't even know about.
Right?
Great.
What the heck?
So I'm going to go for the big one. What do we do about it?
That I don't know.
Yeah.
He just goes for the big questions.
I mean, maybe we should first figure out what their actual plan is to figure out how much harm they're going to do to the city. And then from there, figure out what are we going to do about it.
Well, you'd think that they would have some kind of, I don't know, like a common purpose. So that is either going to be possibly documented somewhere or is being orchestrated by somebody, a person. That's what I'd imagine. Like a conductor.
I want to agree, but
But
we only I mean, I haven't really combed through the other patients that I took photographs of. We broke into the office and took pictures of a bunch of files. I haven't really explored that yet. Maybe the common purpose is somewhere in there.
right.
So, Rico, go ahead and give me a investigate. I mean, you do know because you've been trying to find her, but Dr. Crystal Knight's been very elusive since the Opera House situation.
Hmm.
I'm just reading the stuff.
She's been doing private meetings only with people, And it is
Can I tag empathic connection?
Yep.
Okay.
And I copy pasted in the notes, but according to Rico's research, he totally found out that Broken Glass Mending basically has Martha Ellis is listed as one of the patients as the Banshee. Then there's another gal that's by the name of uh, Felicia Jones, who they quoted as Goddess, who basically is a mother of a 3-month-old who's got rage issues and some, post baby blues type of thing going on. And another guy is Reuben Stone, who they quote as Mud, who apparently has got clinical depression and despair issues. And someone called the Smith, but you don't have a lot of information on that. And the fact that Rico did uncover newspaper clippings of Dr. Crystal Knight in her other persona, let's say, that the last thing you had in her was in the city newspaper was she had a nervous breakdown, where they showed a picture of a lavish bathroom on the day she was committed to the asylum, showing shattered mirror glass all over the floor.
Hmm.
And of course, interesting little tidbit that was uncovered by Rico was that she also remains a majority stockholder in Aurora Glassworks, a glass manufacturing town that is actually funded by one of the town's major tycoons, Corbin Payne.
Huh.
Okay. Did you do a roll there? Did you? Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I
You,
see.
you got a mild success with a power of 1.
Oh.
So is there any question you'd like to ask for your investigation? Or did
We
we lose
think
you
we
in the
can.
conspiracy board?
Going over the notes on the additional information that you just provided.
Right. Okay, I'm just going to read
As,
this stuff.
as he's totally standing there paused, waving at the conspiracy board, and King's like, when did you have time to do that on the clock?
Yeah, I was going to say, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Did you do the raspy voice, by the way?
Not quite.
He did a mostly raspy voice.
Okay, that's good. No. I'll listen to the Twitch stream later. I was just reading it. Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of the jazz music downstairs is bleeding into the room.
Yeah. Interlude music. Yeah. Thinking music. Different members running their own private. So, what's it called? Mending the Broken. Right.
It's the Mending the Broken is the name of the initiative that Dr. Knight is working in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that it sounds like that may be it sounds like that may be the social program that she was talking to the police chief about.
Yeah, maybe.
Because remember, she was working on something with him, and apparently Rico and his conspiracy board work has discovered a bunch of, therapists and help counselors that are involved in the initiative. Just wild leads that may or may not lead to anything. I mean, could be a string that you tug, could be a string that you completely ignore. It's totally up to you guys. Welcome to the frame of Sandbox.
Yeah.
Great. What
Well,
do I do?
The important thing is Rico's checking all the research before he asks an important question.
Very good idea, yeah.
That I can tell him no lie.
Let's see here. Well, this isn't a question. I don't want to use my investigation for this question, but I'm just asking the opinion of my group. Should we try to figure out which therapist is working with which victim on this list, or should we follow the money up to figure out how Corbin Payne fits into all this?
Look at him going for following the money.
I don't know. I mean, it depends what you want to do, because look, let's put it this way: we're just a bunch of guys,
Right.
Mark. I mean, but in our own way, I appreciate we've been quite close to it, but we kind of dealt with Martha. So I wonder whether we should just quietly deal with the others in a way that might resolve things for them.
If that's the case, then who are we working with next?
Well, I don't know. It depends who we can find, who will talk to us, because we might, we might be able to. I mean, it's just an idea. I'm just spitballing. I'm all for, following money, but unless we know what they're actually doing, I think that's really hard to, what do we, you confront somebody and say, "Oh, we know that you're really bad. Stop it."
Well,
it's just the way I'm thinking ahead about it. Sometimes
my concern here is if we go to the victims and try to help them solve their problems, that may draw the attention of the therapist network to us because they're losing clients.
Yeah, but I mean,
And if we're going to do this, I think that we should start with Felicia Pima Jones. Ragged mother with a 3-month-old
Uh-huh.
with self-destructive rage issues.
Yeah, great. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, what could possibly go wrong, you know?
She kills the child.
I mean, we took care of a banshee. I mean,
Oh,
piece of cake.
or she
I-
kills me.
I like how
I'm-
Rico goes immediately to, we need to protect a child, man.
I know. It's very noble of you, but, you know, I don't fancy getting thrown across the room. But yeah, sure, let's do it. Yeah.
I don't mind taking a beating, but
Oh,
I think I could handle the beating. But let's start with her.
Okay.
Not only find out what the source of her problem is, but maybe we can find out how she got connected with this network in the first place.
Uh-huh.
True. Find out how they're recruiting.
Yeah. How do they select their victims?
Yeah. Somebody in there's got to be able to see stuff, or that's woke.
What?
I mean, if
Oh,
they're
not woke like that. But
no. Woke, like they're able, they're able to see the stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, otherwise, it's hard to recruit people if you don't know what's going on. So somebody in there's aware.
Yeah. Well, I probably want to take an educated bet that I bet you everyone is,
Probably.
because if you're manipulating people or trying to turn them into weapons or exploit them or something, you know what I mean?
Yep.
If you're, I don't know, if you're the cashier at the local 7-Eleven or whatever, I don't think anyone's going to give a crap. But if you've got the power to, bend metal with your mind, or uncover people's thoughts or something, then I imagine that's probably a bit more likely, isn't it?
I
Yeah.
mean, just with your group, you've amassed some pretty impressive powers and abilities. You'd hate to think what something really dangerous out there would be if somebody weaponized it.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, where do we start and what do we do? And well, firstly, how do we find these people? How did you get hold of this information anyway?
Oh, remember we went to the facility out in the middle of nowhere?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so when we broke into the office, we found patient files in Dr. Knight's office, and I used my little portable disposable camera to take pictures of the files and got the film developed.
You've been in there as a sleeper.
And he's
little
been
mole.
And he's been infiltrating them ever since.
Ever since.
Because that Rico's a hard-working fool.
Yeah, he is.
He is. He really is. Okay. So, where do we start? Do you want to start with this woman? I mean, how are we going to find
Why
her?
not?
I mean,
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Do you have address and information, or just names?
And conveniently, with your one investigation, he's got the Jones's address on a piece of paper.
Oh, there we go.
He was totally waiting for you guys to ask that question, weren't you, Rico?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course.
You totally baited them and waited for them to ask the question so they think it's their idea. This is how you get things done.
So, for my investigation question,
good.
How did Dr. Knight find these other therapists to create this network?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That's a really good question.
Uh, that's a really good question. As you basically, whip out to the conspiracy board and point the string that goes from her to the little, group of therapists that are in her little spider's web network, you totally see that she has basically recruited them because they have far-reaching grasp, like the counselor that works for the police detectives. They all have no overlapping circles of what they do. So she's spreading her network out to get as much reach as she can. And most of them look like they're fairly in vulnerable positions where you believe, and it's totally true because you believe it and then you got a success, that financial is probably the reason why she has them all recruited. Because if she's got a philanthropist, which by the way is a local city construction tycoon, with money, and she has access to money, these folks all are desperate for cash in one way or another.
Oh, really?
Which makes it fairly easily, you think, to manipulate people. Because you know how people who have that whole money fixation. Rico never had that problem. Rico's like, cash is cash. It comes and goes.
Right?
Mostly goes.
Okay.
And
So
as you have checked out with, most of them, you don't think, the therapist that you've been seeing has any special abilities per se. She's just really good at being a therapist, and she has nothing but the best things to say about Dr. Knight.
Interesting. All right. Well, so do we go pay this young lady a visit? Kind of be weird, I think, but hey.
I think that
More
we need
strange
to.
guy showing up.
yeah,
I think that we need to shadow her, figure out what her routine is, try to
Right.
get enough observational information, and find an entry point from there.
good call.
Yeah.
I like that. Even more sneakier, having a bunch of people shadow you instead of just coming to say hey. I like it. Okay, so you guys basically you have your plan. You're gonna go. You've got her address. You want to follow her and see if anything weird goes on with her.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she has rage issues, so what's the trigger? Is it just her kid, or
That much
is it?
you know that in the doctor notes they just discuss she has rage issues. They don't actually put what the trigger still had question marks.
Okay.
But something tells me you'll be able to find out that answer shortly. So, what is your guys' plan? Are you gonna all stake her out, take turns?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. What do you suggest, Rico? I mean, are we best all going together and then see if she goes to different places and then being in those places, or are we gonna take it in turns? Or
He totally, can tell you that the Joneses' apartment is fairly close to Ash Street Park. Totally gonna bring that creepy place back into context. And she does take her kid there at least once a day. I'll give you that as a freebie that you know that.
Okay.
Not that you haven't stalked her already.
so a bunch of men that she doesn't know are going to go and look at her kid in the park. This does not sound right at all.
Mm-mm.
Everyone
I
put on
agree.
creepy trench coats.
The other thing is, we don't know. I mean, looking at this list of patients as well, maybe we should spread out one person per patient
Okay.
and keep an eye out for the cops. Because just because Das and Quinn were working on Martha's case doesn't mean that they weren't working on their cases as well.
Sure. Well, I guess it probably depends whether there's dead bodies in their wake, though, doesn't it? You know what I mean? The thing with Martha was there was quite a few dead folk.
Yeah, with the research you did, you have no trace of any murder or any crimes being committed by them yet. You just know from the files that they're loaded guns waiting to go off. Seems like, from your research, Martha was the first to really trigger publicly. And of course, you now realize as her powers or she brings out deep emotions in people. That's probably why she was the first one to go public, so to speak.
Yeah, but
these
I
others
mean,
are like
if they,
accidents waiting to happen.
yeah, but we have a police psychologist as part of their team. She could be directing Das and Quinn towards Martha as well as the others. Actually, that's a good question. Das and Quinn, what beat do they work on? Do they work on specifically homicide or?
Yeah, they're specifically homicide detectives.
Okay.
And we determined they were pretty much on the up and up, right?
Yeah, you guys determined they're pretty much good guys,
Yeah.
They're your law and order cops, that you can count on. Dun dun.
Right.
Right.
They might be a little rough
Okay.
around the collar, but they get their job done. And I'll totally throw it out there, just because I'd like to see this happen. But I could totally see King staking out the park playing jazz while watching the playground area. Just saying.
Oh, that sounds wicked. What a great idea. Yeah, why not?
You're suggesting that King busks the park?
Yep. Just because especially if you're talking splitting up and staking out, that totally could be a King thing.
Yeah, why not? It'll be like in my youth. That's what I used to do. Downtown, have my trumpet box open, get a
There you
few
go.
coins in there. You know what I mean? Maybe I could break out some of the mixtapes. Does everyone have a cassette recorder?
$5 a mixtape.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is like in the era of cassette recorders, isn't it?
Yep, this is the 80s noir.
Oh, superb. Right. Well, I'll look excited at that prospect.
Wait. Mixtapes?
Yeah. It was one of the things I did. It was, a Kenny G thing. I don't know. I went through a phase.
Okay. I'm just asking because they have this newfangled thing called a CD.
Can't trust new technology.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm sure it'll catch on. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's so fragile, easy to break.
Well,
one scratch and
I'll
your
go with
music's
what
lost.
Yeah, I'll go with what I've got. Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
I've got some in the attic somewhere. I'll have a look. Right, and I'll kind of just tell me where I need to go and who I need to look for.
Okay, I would suggest we know that Miss Jones takes her kid to the park on a regular schedule. But they use the word goddess in the file.
Wait, what? To describe her?
Yeah.
Oh, great. We're dealing with a frickin' god. Great.
Well, we don't know what kind of god.
Well, remember, If they ask us if we're a god,
You say yes.
yes.
Okay. Next person to observe would be Reuben Stone. They refer to him as Mud. Apparently, he works in a department store in the mall and is suffering from overwhelming depression and despair.
No, no.
Well, sounds like you've volunteered for that then, my friend.
Thank you. And the third one is a scientist by the name of Maximilian Drake, referred
gee,
to as
wow.
the Smith. And he's coping with some sort of disability.
No, we can tag team that one.
Well, I mean, look, you're a kind of scientist, aren't you, Cole? Kinda.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Me and Rupert, we can tag team that one because he's science.
Oh yeah. He's science. I can see him on the boards, but I haven't heard.
He was here.
Can anyone else hear him?
Not lately.
No.
But he was in here.
He was in here.
I think he's...
Really?
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
there you are.
As a dog barks in the alley behind the club.
Right. Is that your dog?
That would be my dog.
Excellent. Good. Which character is he playing?
That's going to be the alley cat. The dog will play the alley cat.
So he has got some kind of disability.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know what that means.
It would be a physical disability from what the notes say.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, Rupert and I can tag team that guy.
Yeah, that sounds perfect.
Is there any mention as to what kind of scientist he is?
It basically lists mechanics. He's a metallurgist.
Okay. That's perfectly reasonable.
May I give you a hint on what kind of disability you're dealing with?
He's only got one head.
Wow.
No.
For how long? For how long only one head? Only recently?
Only recently. Yeah. He's suffering a great loss of the other three. Okay. All right. Well, that sounds like a plan. So what? I mean, I haven't really, other than that time on the rooftop with you, Cole. I haven't really. Do we take notes, or do we kind of page each other, or what do we do?
Shoot. They never really covered this in Hill Street Blues. I mean, it's like everything I know about police procedure would be from like Hill Street Blues, T.J. Hooker.
Need to run around some alleyways and shoot.
I think that we need to go the Magnum PI route.
Well, we grow a moustache and slide across the bonnet of a Ferrari 308.
Wax it up really good so you slide
Well,
smooth.
wait, actually, no. The Rockford Files. Rockford would always keep a tape recorder with him so he could take verbal notes, and he would take a camera with him so he could take photographs of key moments of interest. I think that's the way to go.
At some point, there'll be a street vendor selling recorders.
Yeah. Well, I've wanted to get myself one of those dictaphones for ages.
Look, I honestly don't know. In Cuba, we didn't get that many American TV shows. Everything I know is off of pirate VHS.
You got
Sure.
plenty of episodes of Bewitched and I Dream a Genie.
Yeah, and I don't think that those episodes covered anything along
Yeah, I
these
don't think
lines.
wiggling your nose with a little sound effect is going to work. Okay. Fine. Well, that sounds like a great idea. We could record it. Hey, and I could lay down some tunes as well. That would be great. Oh, I'm really looking forward to this. Actually,
Yeah,
so glad
if
you suggested it.
I could
if
probably.
that's the case, maybe maybe two of you should go to follow Felicia Jones instead, because if King's going to busk in the area, he more than likely won't be able to take notes or take pictures. So someone else should go with him and do that work.
Oh my God, he's taking out the easy work, sitting there just playing and stuff. Holy cow!
Yeah,
Blackberry.
he might overhear
Well,
something.
The thing is, what the other problem I can foresee, and I don't mind because it could get really weird, is that if I'm just playing but I'm following her around. So if I follow her while I'm still playing, what is she like getting her own personal soundtrack or something? Or what a great idea!
Have this whole
Um,
Peter and the Wolf moment.
Yeah, I start making a load of notes to myself. Get out a little notepad and start making a load of this
Right.
is great stuff, guys.
And I could bunch of the equipment if we don't have it. I could probably borrow it from the AV department there in the university.
Cool. Okay, so who's going to do Felicia Jones? Well, I think you guys should still stick to the scientist. I mean, he sounds right up your alley.
Yeah.
So maybe Rico and I do Felicia Jones.
But that would leave Ruben Stone alone.
Uh,
We can.
Well, I mean, you may
Target
want
him
to
later.
just focus. Splitting yourselves too thin may be a bad thing.
Right.
I mean, in an era where you have to go to a phone booth and page somebody if they have a pager.
I mean, I'm already suggesting the first rule of gaming that you should never do: split the
Right.
party.
split the
Splitting up.
party.
Which I absolutely love.
Yeah. I was noticing that, but I wasn't going to say anything. I just like, okay.
But investigative games get like that, don't they? That's the thing. It's not always. Yeah, it depends on the game style, I think.
It's beneficial to
Then you-
separate the party.
Yeah, you will come together again later where you've gathered your own little bits of information. It's not like D&D where you're going to get picked off by trolls. Well, that is possible. Just saying.
No, just a god. Or sorry,
Oh, yeah.
excuse me.
Goddess.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
fine.
Got to get it
Well,
right.
And this is totally where I have
Okay.
to point out there's a thing called troll booths in town.
All right.
Because
Troll
City
booths?
of Mist, just saying.
Okay, so King and I will catch up with Martha at the park. Sorry, Felicia at the park.
Yeah.
And Rupert and Cole will deal with the doctor at the. Actually, it doesn't say where the doctor works.
Oh no.
Which doctor are we
gotta
talking
go.
about? Your doctor?
Maximilian Drake, the smith.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't say where he works.
Yeah, that's gonna take some more research.
Oh, that was intentional.
Yeah.
Okay, so if two of us take on Miss Jones or Mrs. Jones,
Mrs. Jones.
hopefully a
Mrs.
mamacita.
Jones.
and the others take on Ruben Stone at the mall.
The mall that you slightly cringe when you read the mall's name.
Oh, go on.
I'll share
What's
that
the
in a
name of
little
the
bit.
mall?
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and the question, I don't know which would be cringier, the mall or the department store name.
Oh, it's the mall's name. You'll love it. Okay, so you guys just are planning to divide and conquer. King's gonna stake out the park, and Rika's gonna follow her in the least creepiest way possible.
I'm going to try to get a job as a park custodian. That way I can move from trash can to trash can and
I was gonna
You
say,
can just do it anyway.
you don't have
Just
the
do it
bag
anyway.
and the poking stick and the vest already in the back of the car. That totally
Yeah.
sounds like something that you have in the car.
Yeah, just
Yeah, but
blend in. Yeah, I wouldn't even bother getting the job. Just go and do it.
Right?
If anyone asks,
And
you're
the
just a
three
good Samaritan cleaning up the park.
and the
Or
3-foot fall.
go ahead. I was going
A
to say,
Quintus, you were saying
I
something?
I was saying a 3-foot pole definitely a must.
Yes. Or it's just going to be Charles' 10-foot pole.
no. Or you go to the park as as one of those crazy people with their metal detector and stuff, looking for weird things and trash and stuff like that.
Insidious
I would
mist. You
think
never know what
that
you'll find
with
there.
I would think that with the park irrigation system, that would not be a good idea.
Just saying, just options.
Yeah, I think that maybe the vest in the pole is probably the best idea.
All right.
Which conveniently
Okay.
we will say you have in the trunk of the car.
Go. Okay.
Let's go for it.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan right now.
Well done. Good stuff, everyone. Well done. Well, I'm glad I wasn't too late to the party. Love it. Love it.
Okay, as the we fade out of the cameras, you guys go down to the actual bar to enjoy some relaxation and finish hashing out the plans. As all of a sudden the camera focuses back in a busy inner city mall, as our two industrious members of the team, Cole and Rupert, are in. I'm assuming it's Cole's car, or is it Rupert's car?
Has
I
Rupert
don't
got
know.
a cup?
I probably have a car. I mean, I come from money, or I can borrow a family car, though.
Or is it a car you've made yourself?
No, probably not.
You're not
So I
one of
did
those.
have, as he mentioned, the bar. I did have another weird thought. You could always send out like invite to all the parties for a concert little gig. Winners of free concert at your joint.
Yeah, it could come to that.
And then we
Just
could
see how
reserve them
dangerous they
all.
are first. Yes, just see how dangerous they are first.
Oh
Bring them
yeah.
to
I guess
your
we don't
club.
want to.
That's totally going to be a great system.
I think so. I mean, you got a good repairman.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
just a thought. So yeah, probably my car.
Okay, so you guys are pulling into the Mudslide Mall. It's got the classic 70s style mall sign, As you guys pull in there, and what is exactly your plan? He works at the mall. You're probably gonna have to like ask around.
We don't know what he does at the mall.
He's a security guard at the mall.
Oh, security guard. Okay. Do we have any kind of description?
You totally have a picture of him. A picture of a
Oh,
picture
okay.
of him. Totally not creepy.
All right.
Waving around a picture of somebody from a file.
No, but we are scientists, so we're very smart and great brains.
Very analytical.
So we can memorize, I'm sure, the picture. With a couple seconds of studying it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So we'll go shopping.
Okay, so you guys go into the Mudslide Mall. Worst name ever.
Yeah.
You know something bad is gonna happen.
Yeah, that's
Mud
kind of
slide.
bad. And we'll go find Rupert some non-sciency, stodgy clothing and stuff. A little bit more up to date than the old scientist look.
As you
Yes,
guys, totally go in there. And what shop's like the first shop you guys would go to? Instinctively at the
know.
mall.
Yeah. What was around then? Sears and Roebuck? No.
Woolworth, man, Woolworth.
Ah, there you go.
What did just out of curiosity, because I think it might be different. What did Woolworths do in America? What kind of things did they
They
sell?
sold a little bit of everything. It was almost like a convenience store mixed with an ice cream shop and a soda shop.
Okay, yeah. Similar to ours, yeah. They've been gone years now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they disappeared back like before the 90s.
Right.
So as you guys go in there, immediately you kind of like get in there. You feel the mall feel. It's very empty-ish in the mall because, of course, it's early in the day. It's not really during a weekday during the mall. It's not like packed. And then all of a sudden, up on the second floor of the mall, you guys are down on the first floor because they got the great escalators in the malls.
Yeah.
You guys hear a scream, like a blood-curdling scream. What do you guys do?
Well, security obviously will be heading towards any kind of disruption, so we'll casually go walking quickly towards that.
Are you going to de-escalate the situation again with a sword?
Hopefully not. I got my wit. I'm good. I come on. How many times did I de-escalate stuff with my charm and personality?
True.
Come on.
Yeah.
Thank you. Give me more credit. Come on.
So immediately, you guys, you're trying to be all cash, get into the escalator. You totally see like two guys flanking you guys run across, security guys running towards the scream noise. And as your escalator slowly comes up, Rupert looks back at you and then looks forward at a department store entrance. And you clearly see like 5 or 6 people running out of the department store.
Okay.
And they're covered and they've got some grayed brown dirt on them. It looks like somebody threw a mud pie at them. But what really concerns Rupert, mainly because your abilities are what they are, you feel the escalator make a motion, and normally that's not a problem for a moving escalator, but you realize that you're seeing some stress cracks in the concrete of the department store's wall. And there's a actual rumbly sound that feels very disconcerting for a second story building. So what do you do, Rupert? The two security guys try to like grab 2 people and they're like, "Are you okay?" And they're just like pointing back in the department store, screaming incoherently.
I cast a glance around do I see anything else besides these cracks? And I look also at these cracks. Are they enlarging?
That's a good
Growing bigger?
question. Go ahead and give me a investigate. As you know, being the scientist you are, knowing that matter is important, stress cracks in a building is kind of a concerning thing.
Just a little bit.
1 second. I have to look. Okay, because I am expert of structural weaknesses, I think. At least that will help me to see.
Yeah, you manipulate all that stuff.
That's totally a thing that you comprehend
Manipulate.
and understand.
I'm not in manipulate state yet because it was all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, but I mean, you know that
looking at.
stuff, so.
Yeah, but structural weakness is one of your logos just from your training that, you know, you do not assume anything.
And I'm assuming the guards that are coming aren't, neither of them are the guy.
Neither of them are the guy. Yeah.
So I guess I rolled 9.
Okay. And you used a power of how many powers did you tap?
1.
Okay. So that's definitely a success. Okay, so on a mild success, what question would you like to ask?
Mild.
My question is if we are safe or if it's danger of collapsing.
Imminent danger.
I'll give you two things. One is yes, you're safe at the moment, but it does look like the situation is escalating. So, like, the longer you wait, whatever is causing the concrete structural fatigue is going to get worse. Or if something increases whatever is doing it. And as you kind of looked inside the department store, you actually see a slowly growing, like, river of mud, like very thick clay-like mud oozing through the department store towards the exit where the people just came running out.
Oh.
Is that all?
And it looks like that thick reddish gray clay mud, you know, the stuff that you really want to see if you want to put a lake somewhere. It's the good clay.
As I see it, then I immediately try to freeze it.
Oh, good
Ooh.
stuff.
First of all, I know matter is illusory. I concentrate on it, and then I try to manipulate its properties to freeze it.
Ooh, I like that. So, are we talking? You're gonna go for a now? There's two things you could do here. You could totally do a if you want to go crazy big with it. You could go the stop holding back, and that's where you go gonzo crazy with your power. Or you could go with change the game and use just a safe amount of power. Which one of those are you gonna go for?
I feel it's more like change the game.
Do it. Okay. Okay, so go ahead and tap any powers you have that you think are helpful. You have quite a few that could help with that.
So, as I said, this matter is illusory, and I change the matter properties.
And I'm totally gonna tag your needs to concentrate with the screaming people that are a little distracting. Which is good because it'll totally give you, and I'll click on your character sheet and attention. So that's going to be a -1 to your roll.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still, I get 8.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Oh, shit.
solid 7. That's a good one. Okay, so solid 7, which is a mild success. So, and how many power tags did you tag?
2.
2. Okay. So, would you like to create a story tag or reduce a status that's happening? Which, by the way, the mud is a status. Would you like to reduce it by 2, which basically means you're freezing it solid so it's no longer growing?
Yes, this one.
Okay. So what does it look like when you reach out and use your abilities to literally transmorph matter?
Oh, from outside, I think nothing can be seen other than this Humpty is looking a bit weird, standing and kind of like he is trying to poop on the pathway. And,
As all of a
I'm
sudden
like,
the clay starts to harden and crackle just from drying out, and you just see this path.
oh, and the nearby structural elements, kind of pillars or handles, are becoming covered with frost slightly,
Okay, as
and
it just kind of is
and
reinforcing everything.
uh, oh, but the main is I'm concentrating in the direction of this mudslide. So it kind of looks like a little bit covered with ice, and kind of some crystals of ice uh, grow fast, protruding for some 3 or 4 inches out of the surface in some places.
Okay,
And
where and go. I
it
know that.
kind of emits a sound like a lake surface in a very cold night, a winter night.
you get that great
You know?
crackle sound,
Yeah.
which if you've never heard it, by the way, sounds awesome because you hear the crack travel and come back.
Especially when you are in the middle of the lake.
Ooh, that's a cool sound effect.
I have
As long as
I
it's
have
not crack
heard it.
crack. Okay, so as you're doing that, taking care of the mudslide, you see the security guys are doing a really piss poor job of evacuating people. What is Cole gonna do while that's all happening?
At this point, I will use my charm and personality to help kind of direct people out, since obviously these mall cops are blarts and not doing a very good job. Um, so I'll kind of encourage people and point them in the right direction to go, drawing attention away from what Rupert's doing.
Okay, so you're basically taking a little control there and bumping people out, telling people, "Get out of here."
Yep.
Okay, and as you're doing that, you totally notice that wherever this mud is coming from, it's further inside the department store.
Yeah, I figured.
As
Somebody said it.
more people come running out and screaming, "Oh my God! It's coming
Yeah,
from the
somebody said.
changing
These are the-
room! My God! My
Yeah,
doing that
baby!
so well.
somebody's had a major code brown, and that's a
My
problem.
baby!
It's
Somebody
coming out of me like that.
and Rupert is casting a glance around if anything any immediate danger else is coming, or if not, then he is going to closer to the wall and inspecting the cracks if they are becoming worse or not.
Okay, so it does look like there's definite damage there. So you do see that currently there is danger of this wall breaking eventually. Right now it's not there yet, but the
Right.
danger is definitely gonna happen.
But
Like
it's
if
somewhat
whatever,
stabilized now.
yeah, it's stabilized, but whatever's causing it, if say someone was causing this with anger, yes, it could cause more to happen. Currently,
Right.
to quantify it for you metagame wise, you're at collapse
Hmm.
1. At collapse 4, the building collapses.
All right. So I look at
Um,
Rupert like, hey, does it look safe enough to go in for us now?
Which you definitely know structurally it should be safe. You just don't want to make things get any worse.
Where were you asking, Humpty?
I'm trying to verify if we can go in to find this guy that's doing this.
Of course.
Of course. All right. Good
Okay,
enough for me.
so the two of you, you tell the people to go. You have checked the structure to make sure it's safe, and you guys are running on inside.
Yeah, running towards where this seems to be kind of emanating from, trying to follow from what we
Thankfully,
can tell.
since your friend has solidified the mudslide that's coming, Rupert clearly he points out that look, the mud gets thicker that direction, and you guys go running on the now solid hard mud, which by the way makes it immensely
I'm
easier.
I'm
Okay.
definitely not running, just going briskly.
Okay.
Also inspecting things around and to be careful.
You
Going
totally
with
see
purpose.
you guys are going in with purpose. You see like the occasional person got trapped like behind a counter, like the perfume lady that always sprays everybody with perfume against their will. She's totally standing up on the counters, the mud's oozed around her little area, and she's screaming, "Help! Would you like a perfume sample? Help!"
Damsel in Distress by Calvin Klein.
And
Help,
clearly
and then you
you
walk up,
notice
she sprays you in the face, like, oh shit, screw you.
as you
It was
totally
a
see
ploy.
the levels of mud are increasing from where the little river of mud came from is in the men's department changing areas where you see the distinct rise in mud. And it looks like some of the area there's just like splatters of mud that like somebody threw a giant snowball made of mud and it just splattered. And as you guys are moving in pretty quickly, and you see that under the changing room, because it's the old classic 70s, 80s style changing rooms that had enough space to
Yeah.
see the shins of the person in there,
Yep.
that
Yeah.
the mud is oozing out from inside the changing room. And you start to hear a noise that sounds almost like a soft sobbing under the general people panic and screaming inside the mall. And just as that happens, we screen swipe to the park.
Yeah, I knew it.
As we
I know what
see
happened.
someone walking by is the screen swipe, and they drop change into the hat or sax case that King put out at the park. As we hear the sweet,
Love it.
sweet
Love
sound
it.
of King
It's a
and
sweet transition.
small little group of folks just listening from a distance, looking at him, going, "He's so dreamy." And just
Uh,
off in the distance, we've got Rico. We can hardly see him as a car passes, like city bus passes by. As you see Rico walking, and there's someone just ahead of him with a baby buggy, and she's walking out, little disheveled looking. Hair's not perfect, but hits the crosswalk and is heading towards the park.
I take it, are we in the same situation in terms of we've got some photographs of these people?
You do have a photograph of
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Fine. Okay. Well, I'll kind of finish what I'm doing, and then I'll go to somewhere a bit nearer where she goes, and then set up again and keep my eye out for Rico.
Okay, so as you're doing that, give me an investigation roll.
Investigate.
As you're basically scoping out, making sure Rico's following her,
Yeah.
which you're sure she is because he's a master of disguise.
Uh, uh, hmm. Okay, I don't think I can tag much here. The only thing I could think of is actually negative, perhaps. But, if I'm playing the trumpet, I've got a weakness that says I see things no mortal was ever meant to see.
Right?
You know what? Let's go ahead and tag that. I mean, your psychopomp totally needs some attention, so click an attention for that.
Yeah, and well, that's clearly a weakness. It's got to be a weakness. Everything else is kind of not really doing it with the music. You know what I mean? So yeah, let's just go for it, man. Right, and what am I doing? Investigate. Sorry.
Investigation.
Yep.
Yep.
Come on. Oh, okay. I got a 7.
Wow, that's pretty damn good.
That's good for a
Okay.
-1. Yeah.
So as
Excellent.
you're looking around and you totally see her, and then you kind of spot Rico, and you look back at her as she's pushing the baby buggy across
Oh, I
the
like the baby bugger. I mean, that sounds wicked.
across the
I wonder where she got
crosswalk
that.
there. Immediately, like this jerk cuts the red light, and she pulls the baby buggy back, and she screams. I mean, you can hear her shrill scream from across the park practically.
Wow.
And when you see her scream, something interesting definitely catches your eye. That all of a
Yep.
sudden her skin kind of takes on this bluish pallor, like we're talking like cobalt blue,
Uh-huh.
and you almost see as her anger gets there. There's like these whiffs of, like when you get to where it's hot and you get those wavy gas like
Oh, like a heat
illusion.
distortion.
Exactly, yeah, the heat distortion.
Yeah.
You see
Yeah.
that coming off of her face.
Wow.
And when that happens, all of a sudden, she just gets this horrible look on her face, and you barely notice it, but she like hand gestures to him as a typical New Yorker would. And
Uh-huh.
when she screams, the coincidentally, the back window of the car shatters when she does the gesture.
Wow. Okay.
It's
Whew.
almost like you're kind of seeing what she might be underneath the skin, so to speak. But nobody else
Yes.
really seems to notice except for the lady almost getting hit by cars as somebody comes up and comforts her real quick saying, "Are you okay?" And she just, she does that very stressed out, tired look of, "I'm fine, don't talk to me." And
Uh-huh.
she then pushes her way to the park. And pretty much at that moment, you totally see that Rico's following her, and he's got his little disguise popping out and getting ready to disguise himself at the park.
I love it. I love it. Okay. Do I need to do anything with this role? I'm just trying to read the thing. I mean, I appreciate that I did, uncover something there,
Yeah,
if you
that was
like. So
yeah, that pretty much is good right there, unless you want something else. As the
no,
dogs
I
are
think
barking at the
I
park
think that's
behind you,
very no, I think that's very revelatory. That's very useful.
especially since you saw beyond the mist, so to speak.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't have a complete answer. I just have a hint at
Hmm.
what might be the case. Yeah.
And
Okay.
I'll totally throw it out there. The blue tint of skin does remind you of what you've seen in various, museums and things for basically Eastern Asian style, like Hindu gods, when they have that
Yeah,
blue
I'm with you.
coloring,
Yeah.
or Tibetan gods. Some of those had that blue tinge, and then there's a blemish in her forehead just a slight blemish.
Like a bluish, like a fresh rain cloud, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Where did I read in Bhagavad Purana?
As you know, there's some barking dogs happening at the back of the park.
Okay. Fine. I think. Does she go to anywhere in particular, or any particular? Is she just walking in the park,
She seems to
or
be
is she
going
going?
to
I
where
don't know.
the
Sit on a bench. Or,
she sits on a bench with rocking the baby buggy next to the little lake that's there, where there's the little ducks. It's early in the it's almost spring, so there's no baby ducks, but there's hungry regular ducks, and she just sadly sits forward and puts her head in her hands, very very distraught, like she's angry at how angry she is right now. And
uh-huh.
she kind of is ignoring the baby, but she does that whole every now and then absently handles the handlebar to shake the buggy, and the baby
hmm
seems to be very quiet and well behaved, by the way.
Can we see the baby, or can I see the baby?
If you want to go up closer, you totally can. I mean, it's the park; people walk by constantly.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
No, actually, I think I'm going to leave that to no. I'm going to leave that to Rico. I'm going to stay at my post. I'm going to do my thing where I can see her and just what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to play some like lullaby type music. I think from where I am.
Oh,
So
That's
sounds like I changed the game, setting some ambiance there.
yeah. Why not? Yeah, why not?
Do you have a lullaby cassette with you? Really?
No, but I'm a great musician. A mesmerizing musician. I can.
he's got quite the
Uh,
repertoire.
yeah, I was going to say I can. I can rustle up.
You play it on your trumpet?
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah. I'm busking. So yeah, I can do that. Why
As
not?
all of a
So
sudden across
what do
the
we
park,
do?
this beautiful ambiance is going to start happening. So tag any powers you think is relevant. We're going to totally
Okay,
set
all right.
some status on the scene here.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. In fact, yes, that's my plan. Well done. That's saying exactly what's in my mind. Is that if we do end up in any kind of interaction, I want to try and put some kind of calm status down.
I mean,
That's my
especially that
plan.
sweet, sweet lullaby jazz across the lake.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Um, Music is the universal language. I think so. I think I'm going to go for mesmerizing musician and what?
As Rico's, whipping his disguise out, following her from a distance, and then the sweet, sweet jazz comes across the lake.
Um,
oh, so beautiful. I want to go and listen to it.
Instead, you guys got stuck
uh,
with the mud.
right. I wonder whether I should. I don't know whether I should tag a weakness as can attract unwanted attention.
I will say not at this time. I'm not seeing
Okay,
that one
fine.
popping up just so much, because
Okay,
you're not drawing the attention to yourself. You're just setting the
no,
ambiance, like a
you're just
true
trying
artist.
to do things. So, and this is what change the game, yeah?
Change the game. Yep, we're gonna
Okay.
create a status.
Oh, seriously?
Oh, remember before
That's
when
not
I was
good.
talking about the barking dogs? Apparently, as you're
Yeah.
starting to set down your sweet, sweet music, there's this like dog fight going on behind you, and immediately, since we're totally gonna say it's involving her. Um,
So you get to invoke an MC move. Awesome.
yeah. So immediately, she looks at you in your general direction. Basically, it's the dogs behind you that she's looking at. And
Yep.
all of a sudden, she lets out another scream that you can see ripples in the water between her and where you are and the dogs. And
hmm
immediately, your heart starts, pulsating.
Oh
And
God,
it scares
really?
the hell out of you that you're looking at her and she just went full like full demonic face for a second.
Okay.
And you picked up the temporary status of palpitating 2 as your heart is thumping and you just looked at a fucking demon. You're used to
Oh,
Yeah.
looking
no.
at angelic shit and you just looked at a fucking hell demon. The
Yeah.
dogs behind you let out a yelp and they're having doggy panic attacks and running to their owner's side, spraying whiz everywhere. All of a sudden, all of you guys just had this moment because the dogs saw what you saw, and they're just apologizing at life right now.
Oh.
And
Okay. All right. Well, I might sit down and take a little break from that then, because I think that scares the shit out of me. Yeah, fine, no problem. And probably as I'm doing the lullaby, and one of my notes, kind of bum note, kind of. I've had enough of that for now.
I mean, poor King sees so much shit that traumatizes him. Good thing he's got music to colonic his soul.
Yeah, I never catch a break.
I
Love
mean,
it.
if you've ever seen that worst angry wife face with a demon overlay, that's what you just got felt.
I know the one.
As conveniently barely noticing that, she yelled again, but totally Rico noticed that she yelled. And she's just immediately she goes from yelling across the lake at the dogs that are barking and some sour note that poor King didn't even intend to happen until he saw something. Rico, you're kind of nonchalant, right? And pretended to be picking up litter at the park.
You probably are actually.
Nonchalant, but I'm actually picking up litter. I need to keep the guys up.
Okay, so you totally pick up somebody's Pepsi can. We got to get the product placement in there.
Yep.
Totally, the camera sees the Pepsi label and the smashed can perfectly clear. As the spike comes down and you put it in your bag, and you're not too far from her, and you see
Okay.
that when she yelled, the baby starts fussing.
Oh.
And she's kind of taking this momentary panic attack, crying in her hands. It's that whole, if you've ever seen that heartrending scene where somebody's just having an anxiety attack and you can't do anything about it, that's what you're kind of witnessing. As even the poor ducks are going quack quack and coming back after they got the shit scared out of them too.
Okay. I am going to observe around the area to see if I can identify what the trigger is.
You can I'll give you for free that you clearly heard the dogs barking over by where you eyeballed King was at, and that was the general direction she yelled at the dogs to just shut up.
Okay.
You didn't quite catch the
So
demonic visage part, thankfully, because you're kind of from the opposite direction with her.
Mhm.
But you totally heard King get quiet. The dogs got quiet. The ducks
Right.
the
Right.
ducks
So
did that panic
she
swim away, and now they're slowly turning back.
Okay. So it sounds like she hasn't had a real moment of peace to herself, which
Yeah, she definitely looks
is
tired, and
okay.
she's got some emotional shit going on.
Right.
Too bad rage is her coping mechanism.
I'm
Well,
pretty
glad you guys
sure that
picked that one.
Rupert would be able to whip up some sort of cocktail that would sedate her, but he's not here.
Put Mama a Mickey, that'll help her.
Where does your mind go? Just instantly, right? We've just got to drug everyone.
Second after she
Well,
drinks it, that's safe for the baby, right?
this is the rise of
It is the
using
pharmaceutical
pills to solve all issues. So,
Yeah, yeah.
It is the
Pharmacology.
80s.
right. Shoot. Okay.
I mean,
Keep.
hey, you can always take
What
a
else
risk
is there?
and sit down next to her.
What else is around the area? Are there any other potential triggers?
Not that you really see. I mean, there's some little kids playing not too far in the park. I mean, there could always be an evil duck. You never know. The baby could go off at any second. I mean, you could always, take a risk and approach her. Talk
Disguise
just as
yourself.
one
Yeah,
human being to another.
I'm going to go ahead and take the risk and approach
Like,
her
that's some big damn hero
just to
shit there. I
see,
appreciate
just to ask if she's okay.
that. Okay, let's see if we got any tags that need some attention. I mean, let's see if there's anything that. Oh no, we don't have to worry about that one.
Let's see. Can I tag hardworking man?
I will totally say that's what it's like when someone's got that hard work stress. I
Yeah,
mean, you've been in many stressful situations where people have been overworked and underpaid, and you know what it's like as a mom, probably doing 10 jobs at once. That is the epitome of overworked and underpaid.
yeah. Can I tag technical troubleshooting?
In what regards? You convince me. See, I'll throw that.
I'm
Customer
trying
service.
to diagnose the problem.
Okay, totally. That'll totally work.
Yeah, because I mean something is triggering her. Clearly it's environmental.
Mm-hmm.
Can I tag empathic connection again? Or is that only
That's with the
for
group.
okay.
I mean, you could totally tag it because King's got some emotional trauma right now. Poor King has been traumatized. He has heart palpitations right now.
Well, when you play trumpets and summon dead people and stuff, I mean, bound to happen.
Yeah.
Bound to hear from
It's
the other side sometime.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a professional hazard.
Yeah. I don't know if I should tag overconfidence.
I was thinking not yet, but if you want to be cocky about it, you coming in hot and hard, I'll totally say we can tag that and give you some attention.
Oh
No,
God!
I'm not
Are
going
you
to
a
do
man giving unsolicited advice to a woman about taking care of a baby in a park?
You're
It's
gonna
the
mansplaining.
80s.
blame,
That sounds
mean-
overconfident to me.
That's really dangerous.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
we're
then
all
And
like,
he
oh no.
as there's many trigger warnings right there.
yeah.
Why are you doing a video call, James?
What's going on?
Oh.
You're doing a video call for CMS.
Let's stop that. Apparently, my phone has decided to do some crazy fun stuff.
Yeah.
Or did your cat get a hold of it?
Probably got stepped on in the other room, I'm thinking. So,
Okay.
yeah, if you're not coming in hot and heavy, you don't have to worry about the overconfidence.
Okay. Then which core move would I use? Convince?
Take a risk. She's primed right now.
Okay. Crossing my fingers. 10.
Nice.
Oh, good call, man.
Okay, so you can sense just from your blue collar experience that she is in a very very bad place, and you totally are doing the very gentle approach. I'm assuming,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
totally coming out with the trying to calm her down as much as you can, and that was a power of 3, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. So
My plan is to approach her ask her how if she's okay, and give her the opportunity to use me as a sounding board and vent her frustrations.
wow.
Dude, you've done this before.
If I can get her to verbally go through and take the stress off of her through by letting her just go off and talk and talk and talk.
As
Maybe that would help with the situation.
as poor King, in his distraught condition across the area, is looking. There's this like 10-minute montage because remember it's powered by the apocalypse. We don't have to worry about turn by turn stuff. 10-minute montage of Rico and her just talking as two human beings. As Rico talks to her, she kind of puts a hand out and shakes the baby buggy and makes the baby calm down. You see like little feet kicking in the air and then they calm down. And she just talks and she does the comforting touches your shoulder in a non hooking up kind of way, just totally as a human being,
Oh,
acknowledging that you acknowledge her. And
yeah.
she talks, and you basically have totally tagged her with you've given her restoring her mind to status. It's not enough to completely talk her off the edge, but you are doing a hell of a job as a human being to getting her to just realize, hey, shit happens. You look overworked. I know what overwork looks like. I'm not saying I understand your situation, but you're totally doing it in the proper way without feeling like you're fighting her on. Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. You're acknowledging that she's having to eat a shit sandwich, but you're doing your best to make sure it's understandable. Of you just need to talk to somebody, and she totally opens up to you about that. She's actually seeing a therapist, and she's been trying to work through things, and her husband Jeff he really is the best, but every time I go to see Dr. Langston, I get more angry instead of less angry, and I'm told that the doctor says that I'm supposed to express the anger to get it out of my system. And during the montage, she kind of cries, and you get kind of misty-eyed, and King's seeing this sweet moment, but he knows what her face really fucking looks like.
Don't let her bite your nipples off. Don't let her bite. Oh no.
And pretty much after the little 10-minute montage goes by, if she feels better, she's not perfect, but she feels better, and she basically extends to you that her apartment, her husband's back at the apartment just down the way. If you have a break from cleaning up the park, if you want to come for a coffee and just talk with my husband Jeff and I. Didn't even expect it to go there.
Yeah.
Yes. Go do it.
I let's see.
And you have no doubt if
A
you were to
lit-
do that exact thing again, you could probably fucking get her completely off the edge. I mean, she just had this pure, beautiful emotional break with you where she just, she dumped a lot of shit. And you took it
Yeah.
like a champ.
Yeah.
Go.
I
with her.
will. I let her know that. I let her know that I can. That I'm just taking a break from my shift for the moment. But maybe we could schedule something. I let her know that I get off work and I make up a time.
And she totally is, cool with that. And she scribbles down on, pulls out of her purse a little note and scribbles down her address and, rips it off
Sure.
and hands it to you. And as she hands it to you, she totally does that platonic thing of, now, this is just coming over for coffee as friends, right? She's totally verifying that she's not accidentally flirting with you, unfortunately.
That's okay. Yeah, absolutely.
She just wanted to make sure she was clear and on the up and up, that this wasn't one of those kind of come overs.
Got it.
She totally did it as an afterthought because she's like in a good place now. She's in an okay place. Unless something bad
Good.
happens to change the situation, she's in a far better place.
Right. Okay.
And
Yeah, that sounds good to me. I will leave it at that and make sure that I make sure that I'm available at that specific time to talk to her and her husband, Jeff.
Jeff.
Okay, so I take it you're gonna go ahead and meet up with King and see what his problem was, as you guys had total night and day reactions with her.
Yeah.
One sees a warrior goddess of rage, the other sees this nice house lady who works her ass off too much. And
Yeah.
as that serene moment of her smiling and looking back at you, and she wipes a tear, just that release, crying, and heads off back to her place, feeling way better after staring at the ducks for a while and talking to some nice person at the park. We screen swipe to this horrible person panicking and knocking over clothes into the mud, and they come up all muddy and go, "Get out of here! It's not safe!"
I love it. I love it.
Well, I know what happened. He caught his fecker in his zipper trying on a new pair of pants. And
Oh,
that'll do it
that
to anybody,
really,
you know.
that really.
He was freeballing, so it's like, well,
All of a sudden, we went full something about Mary, huh?
Oh, commando.
So you guys are seeing that in the changing area, there's this like perpetual. I mean, it's mostly hardened, but it's still kind of oozing out from underneath there slowly. You hear this.
Yeah. Well, so I tried talking to the guy. Hey, what's going on? Everything's okay. Calm down.
I could hear Cole saying it just like that. No heart behind it.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out
Not
clinically.
again.
What's
Pulls
going
out a
on, buddy?
monogrammed hanky. As you get closer, you literally hear some sobbing sound. As you get closer to the changing area, within like 10 feet of it, you're hearing this like hysterical sobbing.
What's going on? We can help you. Just relax. Here, I got a drink out here for you. Hey, it solves everything, man. A couple shots, you're much better. I mean, that's how Cole handles it.
You've got IBS. You know, I can't drink that.
I'm sure we can get this all figured out and keep everybody safe.
Okay, so you're trying to approach and bribe with booze and total frat boy mentality. I like it.
Yeah.
So are you going with a change the game or facing trouble, taking a risk? I mean, 'cause you're approaching this very fragile person in an interesting mode.
Change the game. Whoops, I didn't mean to click that. That was accidental.
So are you trying to basically help reduce the situation or create a story tag, or are you just trying to straight up go to him and try to shut this shit down? Sounds like you're trying to go in there and shut this shit down.
Kind of, yeah. You know, it costs a lot of money to rebuild all these things and repair all that damage as a business person.
So I think Cole is definitely taking a risk. Let's see if we got anything to tag here.
Oh, I got plenty. My own kind of eccentric. I talk my way out of anything. I'm charming.
Thankfully, you're not pulling your sword out yet.
No.
De-escalating. It's called de-escalating.
Let's see. Yeah, no sword tags. I don't need to shock the guy or anything. So
I'm gonna totally say let's tag aristocratic settings. By the way,
yeah.
You're at a mall, and you're talking to somebody who's blue collar, and it's covered in mud. So that way you get a little attention for life is short. Life's too short.
Sure.
Okay, so go ahead and
Oh, wait a
Try
minute,
your
I gotta
best
check.
to be comforting and stuff.
Let me click the
And
aristocratic
are
setting
you
there.
using his name, by the way? Are you jumping to conclusions?
That might be a little presumptive at this point. Without, guy probably
Seeing
be
his
like, I
uniform?
don't know. How in the hell does he know who I am without even by just seeing my calves? That's kind of creepy right there.
This is true.
So no, we won't do that. So ready?
Yep.
What are you trying to do? Talk him down?
Yeah. So we're doing which one? Face danger?
Take the risk.
Oh, take the risk. Okay, take a risk. All right,
He's
here we
not
go.
quite in face danger yet.
Why didn't it fill in anything? Why are these all blank?
All blank.
What's all
Well,
blank?
mine aren't showing. Mine's not showing like any of the extra text.
You've got on this you've got three positives and a flaw.
Yeah, it looks
Is that
like
right?
you rolled.
Yeah, but usually it gives the subtext on like what it does, what you can do.
Oh, for take the
Well,
risk,
that-
usually you would get hit with a condition. So
Okay.
I will offer you a hard bargain or an ugly choice. So, do you want him to open communication with you, but some other innocent bystander is going to take some issues? Or do you want to, because you did succeed, it was a partial success. I'm looking over his stuff real quick. It's only going to be a soft move. So are you willing to let a bystander take the hit, or are you willing to take the hit? As he's basically super upset. He is going to open the door, but because he is so upset, something is just going to happen on reflex.
All right. Bring it on.
And you're trying to be helpful, right? Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to be helpful and stuff. I mean,
So I'm totally
for
gonna.
everybody. So
You're giving him that. You're helping Ruben. You're trying to be, hey dude, it's okay.
yeah.
And as he's not gonna do that to you. So
Oh dear.
That's good. Whatever it was.
so he's not gonna like do the crazy thing, but we're definitely gonna have the consequence of when he opens the door. You see a mall uniform and pants, but his skin is basically, think Clayface from Batman. He's oozing, undulating clay, and you start to see like symbols on his forehead that you can't quite make out because the clay is moving. And the clay that you see on the floor is literally just sloughing off of him and just oozing away in concentric circles.
Great.
While he opens the door to look at you, he just looks at you and he just, cries out that I'm no good for anyone. I'm a bad person. And as he does, you see him start to like cry and wail. And as he does, like a wave of clay comes out his pant legs. And as he does, you get this level of fresh clay that comes oozing out on top of what you're standing on, and it kind of covers your feet completely, and you get stuck in the mud 2 status.
Oh
My
dear.
my new
Your
patent leather
you feel the
shoes.
clay in your shoes. Obviously, like, your aristocratic senses were affected. And he just looks at you and says, I'm no good. And the more he cries and upset, you just see this, instead of tears coming out, it's this clay is weeping out of his pores by the
Yeah,
gallon.
well, at this point, I'm kind of starting to agree with him. No. I'm kidding.
We know which
I'm
group got the
kidding.
sensitive member.
I'm kidding. Do I still have? I don't know why I have this deep emotion. I don't remember what that was from. Do I still have that status or?
That should be cleared.
Okay.
I mean, Lord
I
knows we had
don't
enough
remember
time
that.
between game sessions. You clear it.
Okay. All right. So stuck in mud too. All right.
Weird. It at the mall.
Yeah. Who would have thunk, right? No, I continue to try to talk him down. Like, no, you're just in a bad situation right now. It's all good. I'm sure, none of this was intentional.
And
Look at
he
my
just
Jimmy Stewart.
starts wailing. I mean, it is the saddest, depressed sound ever. And he just
Man,
looks
cry like
around
that.
at the
Yeah.
store and just starts screaming of, what have I done to my store? I'm supposed to protect. And he's just, as he's flinging his hands and his words, he's just flicking
Shit's going
clay
everywhere.
everywhere. And he's just, my one job is to protect people, and what have I done? And in the distance, you totally hear someone scream for help, and they're like banging on the door to get out, but the clay has got them stuck against a wall in the distance.
It's all right. We can fix all this. It's all right, unless you collapse the building. Then we can't do much about it. Take a drink. Here, chill out.
You're offering him the booze.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that could only make things better.
So you totally, since you have faced the danger and you're doing your thing, let's see how much better this can go. So go ahead and give me a convince roll. And
Convinced. Well, I'm still
just
working
because I'm a
my.
jerk, I'm gonna totally tag your aristocratic settings again.
Again, yeah. Well, I'm tagging the same things there.
And don't forget to
And
click 2 of your attentions now on Life's
Oh,
Too Short.
2 of them?
2 of them.
Oh, yeah, because
This
next
will
one,
be
yeah.
the second time I've used that setting. Now that you officially
Yeah.
have clay in your shoes, and you're just like, come on, dude, take the drink, take a breath. Is it about a woman?
Hey, I could market this. This might be medicinal clay. Aha!
Totally put this guy to work over at a sauna for free
Exactly.
artisanal clay.
You know what? I'm gonna start throwing some money around too. What about it? Abundance of money.
Here's $100 and some liquor. Can you chill?
No, more to the point of
Buy 'em off.
look. I can get you some. We can get you taken care of. I can get you some help. Don't worry about the costs. So I'm gonna tag that as well.
Okay.
All right. So this is a convince.
Yep.
You said? All right.
Yep. Oh, damn.
See, you throw a little money in there, it makes all the difference.
Okay, so wow, with power 3 and what you already did with Ruben, he starts sobbing a little less as you try to reach towards him, but your shoes are stuck in the clay, and he kind of like steps out, and he's kind of absolutely horrific looking because he is basically Clayface.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
clearly see some symbols in what you think might be Hebrew. You might recognize them. And he just, totally takes his clay hand and rubs his sleeve across his nose. What should be snot instead is just this undulation of clay on his arm now. As because to him, he doesn't realize he's weeping clay. He thinks he's just a person who's
Right.
got runny nose, and he's clomping forward towards you, and he's just super, super, just wipes his eyes and says, I'm so sorry. I must be a horrible person doing all of this and now crying and I'll take your drink. And he kind of reaches out and takes your flask, but when he does, his
Yep.
hand kind of slathers yours with clay.
But I hold it way out so that he doesn't have to get any closer than necessary to me.
He's a clay monster, not a poop monster. You
Yeah, that's all right though.
and he takes the flask and kind of flips it upside down in the air so he's not mouthing it, which you're really glad for because you'd never get the clay taste out. And he kind of pours some of it into him, and then he kind of that that that's the best tasting booze I've. That's not some cheap hooch, is it? As he drained it all in one
No,
drop, and you're just like, you
that's all
bastard.
right.
And he tries to hand it back to you now that it's sopping in clay. And then he kind of, after he hands back the flask, wipes his nose again. And as he does, you notice the clay stops coming off of him, and his skin kind of starts to firm over a few moments. And he looks at you, and he looks at your friend, and he's like, My name is Ruben, and I'm so sorry for this. I don't believe I embarrassed myself so much. How, how come you two are so nice to me?
That's just what we do. We
May
happen
I?
to be in the area.
May I? Meanwhile, while this talk is going on, I'm going to inspect the clay. It's really clay used for pottery?
As you inspect it, it literally looks like, especially this fresh to the source, it looks like the type of clay that you would see someone sculpt something out of.
So I inspect its quality. Is it
Okay.
top notch or bad or
Give
mediocre?
me an investigate, because I can totally throw something
That's
else
a
on
really
you.
good,
That's a good
really good
question.
question.
You reach
That
down
is
and touch
really
the fresh clay that's got, Cole's shoes covered in it.
So,
Finger some of the clay and inspect its consistency. I mean, you think it's good stuff, but let's see what the investigation
so
will
I
give you.
I'm utilizing my skills in material sciences, and
Perfect.
I don't know if anything else. Oh,
Oh,
oh, oh.
Oh man,
If he
that
trips
is
face,
probably that's the
he trips
worst roll.
face first into it.
And I was
as
thinking
oh, go
I
ahead.
was thinking maybe I can find it's a really good clay and praise the guy. Wow, now we can sell this clay to the industry
Right?
for
Whereas
high
That's what
little,
I'm talking
price.
about.
As just as Cole managed to calm him down, you're just like, we can totally sell this clay. It's great. And immediately, oh, that's a bad roll there, isn't it?
yeah.
Well, on the plus side, it's not like Ruben died, so his bad thing doesn't happen yet. But immediately, he's Cole has totally calmed him down. But as you can bend down and check out the clay, and as you do, You totally realize that Cole is lucky he's stuck in the clay because you've discovered how slippery this clay is as you totally fall over with a collapsed one in the clay. Now, like, have the clay all over you. But it's better than what would have happened if you would have killed him. Just saying. Just totally gonna throw that out there.
I just laugh. I just laugh because it seems very funny to me.
I mean, it's not like the first time you've gotten yourself dirty.
Yeah.
And Ruben, he totally hands out a hand to shake your hand, Cole, and he just looks at your friend and goes, "Your friend is really funny," and he starts to smile and laugh.
Ooh,
And you
wow.
totally see that he's solidifying, and you clearly see that on his forehead before the clay turns back to flesh and blood, that there is some words in Hebrew for sure. You're definite, and and then they recede back as if they were never there. As I totally say, Colum. As he just looks around at you, Cole, and says, "So what can we do about this? You don't think I'm gonna get fired, do you?"
Oh, I'm sure not. We'll figure something out here for you. I'm sure.
Get fired like a clay pot.
Wow.
I will go to Ruben
Wow.
and whisper into his hair, in his ear, saying, "We won't tell anybody that was connected with you. Let's go escape from, and then we will think what to do with this. Okay, let's go."
And then he's like that. Oh, okay. And immediately he's like, he doesn't know exactly what to do. He does kind of whisper to you about the what the kids in the U.S. call the tunnels, which is basically the utility hallways in the inside of the mall that you never get to actually see. He does mention those to you, that he does have keys. So go ahead, Rupert, and give me a sneak around. I'm giving you a +1, by the way, because he's totally offering to use his keys to help sneak out. Because he likes Rupert's idea of running away.
Yeah, we'll get him out of here. Oh.
So a 4. So needless to say, you guys are trying to sneak out as a group. And the three of you, you totally go to the secret keys that he tells you about, and clicks and says, "Only mall security has these keys." And the second you guys fling the door open, the three of you are standing there as there's a bunch of cops, all with their pistols out facing you guys. They're kind of ignoring Cole, who's only got muddy shoes, who's left this horrible trail of muddy footprints. But they're looking at the two guys covered in clay.
Yeah. I'm like, look at the cops. I'm like, oh, thank goodness this mall officer saved us. He was stuck deep, and holy cow, it got me before I could get too covered. There's still more people. You need to get in there and help them.
Ooh.
There's some trapped in rooms.
It's good call.
They're this way. Go, go, go.
Okay, go ahead and give me a convince. I'm liking this. I'm totally going to give you a +1 for that, by the way.
For what? You aristocrat again?
Nope.
No.
Aristocrats don't have muddy shoes. As
I'm using
immediately
my people skills, so.
Cole is totally doing the schmooze. As these cops are all looking at you guys like all surprised, like, why are you guys here? And, oh, security guard. Secret exit, getting people out. He's a hero.
Right.
He's a hero.
So you just give me a generic +1 then, or?
Yep, I gave you a generic +1 at the top there.
Oh, +1. Sorry, I was thinking the minus thing. All right. Are we ready?
Yep, I totally used your +1 on your power tab there. It's convenient like that.
Okay. So, convince, right?
Yep.
All right.
Nice.
Mild. Lots of power.
Mild success with lots of power.
Great stuff, man.
That they will totally go ahead and have you guys head out. I mean, their agenda is to get people out of danger here, and you totally jumped in the narrative that they would buy, which is the hey, mall cop, he's getting us to safety. You know, look, my shoes. Obviously, I was stuck in it. Look at my friend; he's covered in clay because he went, clay sliding
Yeah, my
down there.
seersuckers are all dirty,
And the cops immediately do the whole. There'll be an officer at the end of the hallway to take your statements. Proceed to exit the mall at And what did you see? And of course, the mall cop's like, Cole, tell him what we saw. You had the
we don't
best
know.
vantage point.
Yeah, I just take over like, yeah, I don't know. The mud or the clay was coming out of the dressing room area where we got stuck, and yeah, I have no idea where it was coming from, but it seems to have subsided and then froze up somehow.
And the officer
It was
just
like a
gives you the
miracle.
nod and kind of like, gestures for you to go, go, go.
Dash.
Okay, so when you guys get outside the mall, what do you guys do? I mean, Ruben is totally looking to you guys for what to do now. He's totally upset, but you've totally walked him off the edge. I mean, we're talking like he was on the verge of suicidal. Would have been really bad.
All right. Well, we got to find a place to go get cleaned up here.
As Ruben totally points over the hose that the guards drink out of. It's the 80s. We used to do that.
It's a start.
And he totally
Get the
whips
main
out
stuff
on
off.
his keychain. He's got the knob to turn the water on so the kids don't fuck with it. And he totally will hose everybody down and let you guys hose him down.
Yep, yeah.
As
just the shoes. Stay off the
he
seat.
just, you guys are really swell guys for helping me out in this situation. I mean, how can I ever thank you guys for this? I mean, if
Things happen.
If I had friends like you, I'd never have gotten into trouble like this.
Okay.
I'm sure.
Rupert says him, okay, you have us friends if you want, okay? And listen, we would really need your help. Are you ready to help us?
I definitely will help my friends out. You are really swell guys, and of course he's all wet from being hosed off. And he gives you both that one arm hug on each side and squeezes you, totally getting Cole wet.
Listen. There are weird things happening all over the city, and this is not the first case. You understand? Somebody else, and more than one person is having something resembling your problem. You understand? And we want to find. Are you going to help us?
I will definitely help you guys. I mean, you guys are my friends, and he squeezes you both. I mean, you two and Dr. Wong are the only people that have ever tried to help me in my life, and I will do whatever I can to help you guys.
Dr. Wong?
Dr. Wong.
You mean?
Did we have a Dr. Wong on our yarn board?
I don't remember.
Dr. Wong
I don't have.
Yes, Dr. Tracy Wong, the police
Okay.
psychologist.
Sorry, yeah,
Okay,
You're
so
right.
somebody we've heard the name. Okay.
Tracy Wong. Yeah, she's the police psychologist.
Ah,
Helps law enforcement.
As you
police
know,
think-
and mall cops. All right.
I mean, do you think we guys have time to go to one of the sports bars? Maybe catch a game?
Yeah, go on.
Oh yeah, why
we
not?
we
Let's
could
go.
probably do that at some point.
You love sports, Cole. Come on.
I secretly pinch my body. Who was that? I wasn't. Sorry. Remind me, please.
Cole.
Cole?
With Cole,
What's that?
I secretly pinch Cole and I said, and said that Ruben was his name, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I said to Ruben, okay, Cole is busy. Let's go and have a drink and talk a little bit, okay?
Sure.
All right, that would be great.
Always down for a drink.
As you know, we screen swipe to you guys, having a drink at one of the local sports bars. Is someone
Yes.
leaving a message for King at the club?
Well,
Yeah, we can call over there. I mean,
If you guys have the as you're in between rounds at the sports bar, you guys are making calls to communicate and coordinate with each other, right?
Yeah.
yeah, oh, yeah, totally.
So what is your plan?
Well, was the kind of appointment for Rico to see the woman and her husband on the same day?
She wrote it down for the next day.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, fine. I don't know. I guess we probably either need to meet up or I don't know what what do Cole and Ruben what do Cole and Rupert want to do with Ruben?
I mean, what do you guys clue in the rest of the group? Hope you guys had a
Oh, hey, come on by and have a drink. Meet our new friend.
Ooh,
Rounds
well,
on me.
man.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
he
where
said
we going
rounds on him.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Where'd you park the car?
Got my attention.
That's always a buy-in at that point when I'm buying.
That's totally a Rico. Get the car.
Go.
To the
As he
to
totally
the
says,
Jackmobile.
what's going on? Free drinks. Got it.
Got it. Go. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Okay. We'll meet up. Where are we going to? Like a sports bar.
Yep, it's a
Yeah.
sports bar over by the Mudslide Mall. It's totally called the Mudslide into Home Base. Got a theme here. We
Very
might as
good.
well work it.
Very good.
And
Yeah,
I
I love
just
sports.
and we tell Ruben, we got some good friends coming over to hang out as well. So
Oh,
introduce them.
that's swell, guys. I'd really like to have more friends. I mean, unfortunately, I was told by my doctor that I sometimes overshare, and I have an issue with boundaries. I mean, Dr. Wong is really good at telling me that so many things have gone wrong in my life. And he starts to get a little melancholy sounding, but you guys can totally shake him out of it.
Yeah. It's like I'm sure she means well, but don't know that she's right on track. You're a great guy. I wouldn't bother with what she's telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't forget, I could not do it. What you did? That was astounding.
And that totally makes him like beam with pride. You're giving him a little bit of cred there for helping fix things, even though he thinks you guys are the cat's meow. He's like, why? I gotta thank you for that. I mean, I was really bad.
Oh, there you go.
You don't think anyone got hurt, do you?
No,
I don't think there was anybody hurt. Just kind of scared and
just scared.
trapped maybe for a
Wait.
minute. But
But they deserve it. They deserved it. They were too complacent.
Wow.
Wow.
They didn't bring their mole survival kit with them. Through those guys.
Little did we know that Rupert's an enabler. Now just come over here, my fine friend, and make me more clay. Okay, so you
very
guys, eventually show up, and there's already rounds waiting for you because Cole knows your poison, and
Yeah.
and your buddy Ruben there has no problem hanging out with you guys as long as you want to hang out. I mean, I'm
so
totally gonna
introduce
say
them.
table guy.
Okay.
now have
What does Ruben look like?
Ruben has got like reddish blonde hair. Think Jimmy Olsen, but a little more weight on him. From Superman. He's got the red hair. He's got the hint of freckles that are growing away. He's like mid-20s, a little on the husky side. He definitely he wants to be impressive with his now dried security shirt. And he makes sure to totally make sure you're getting the I work at the mall discount for the liquor at the bar. As in the background, you guys are totally not hearing but seeing the emergency vehicles going through and the cleanup crews and the waste management vehicle coming up to scoop up thousands and thousands of pounds of mud and clay.
Yeah.
So
and I'm just kind of
do they-
splishing a little bit of clay in between my toes. It's still there, like. Yeah.
Oh, now I've got sand in my pants. What do you guys give us a lowdown of what kind of happened?
Or do you
Yeah,
wait
we'll
to
tell
go
them what.
to
You
the restroom? to do it?
introduce.
Yeah, I was
we
gonna say
introduce.
not in front of Ruben. That would be rude. But
Yeah.
And Rupert is retelling the event in maximum funny details. Oh, that how did that lady was she was stuck at the counter. Help me, and and he laughs.
And
Oh,
then threw it all somewhere, kind of casually drop Wong's name in there and stuff. So they know.
what I'm interested in. So I mean, I'll say this to you guys candidly. Is so this guy. He. I mean, I have a limited religious knowledge, but sounds like he might be some kind of. What is it like a like a like a golem?
Yeah. So I do
Like-
try to jot down shortly after we get there on a napkin or something, kind of what I recall of the
No.
symbols.
And
is,
you guys,
is Ruben still around with us?
Ruben will stay until closing with you guys.
Yeah.
He's totally latched on
So-
with some new friends, and he's not going anywhere. But when he goes to the restroom, you guys can totally get some candid talk time in.
Yeah. So show them the symbols that I jotted down and recall.
And when you guys exchange quick notes,
Yeah. One of my things is that I think I can understand any language.
Ooh.
Uh, I can understand and communicate in any language.
Oh,
Is one of the things of my relic. So
Alrighty then.
yeah.
Wow.
you jot them down. I don't know whether I can read them. Maybe. Just a thought.
Yeah.
Definitely do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Do it.
So I don't know
Hearing.
whether I need to
Do it,
roll
do
anything
it,
for that,
do
Jim,
it,
or is it
do
just?
No, but does it allow reading comprehension as well as verbal, or Because just because you can speak it doesn't
my-
mean you can read it.
I will totally give you that you could read the words. I mean, since these
Okay.
are these are definitely religious power words, you know.
Yeah.
And basically the three symbols, which looks almost like an NN and a K or an X kind of squiggly, basically it's the word truth in
Okay.
Hebrew.
Hmm.
Which of course, you know, when you kind of think about that, you're like, golem, mud, clay. Yeah, you totally
Yeah.
think this guy is a rift of golem.
Of Golem, yeah. Of
Which is
Jewish
interesting that a
Golem.
security guard is golem, which was a protector who only knows
That's
truth.
right. Yes.
Interesting
Okay.
symbolism there.
Golem or golem?
Golem.
Golem.
The clay creature.
I see.
A clay creature, yes, that's right. Enacted by the powers of whatever it is, abracadabra, isn't it? It's like the Kabbalah.
Yeah.
Cole writes down the Hebrew. So how? Because I don't know about you guys, but I can almost tell you down to the hour when I changed, when things happened for me. So I wonder whether there's something about him, you know, whether he can tell us, whether he's fully aware of all of his other abilities.
Yeah, I don't know.
Might be worth just trying to explore that with him.
I mean, he was definitely broken down, and who knows what Wong's done to him.
Well, I get the impression, you know, from what Rico's been saying about what the woman he spoke to in the park, that these people, these psychologists, seem to be undermining any positive traits they might be having and pushing them towards some kind of destructive edge. Is that right?
That
sound
does
right?
fit the narrative that you guys are going, you know, towards. Is it sounds like this cabal of folks are actually breaking people instead of trying to help people. And we're not talking like cathartic breakdown to rebuild. No, they're just pushing the bear. I mean,
yeah.
But to what end, we don't know either.
Over
so.
your nightly montage with him, he totally does tell you that you know, basically Dr. Wong has been really big in she highlights anything that's gone wrong in his life as part of their sessions. I mean, he's not supposed to tell you what gets said during sessions because the doctor says they're confidential, but you guys are his best friends in the world right now. And there should almost be a pang of guilt because this guy is like totally latching onto you guys. I just want to let you know this. You're totally sensing there are no physical boundaries here.
Okay.
Rupert makes sure we exchange some contact information.
Oh yeah. And he like reaches into his wallet and he's got these really nice monogrammed cheap business cards. Security consultant. I wanted to be a police officer once, but I didn't pass the psychology exam. And he gets kind of quiet about that.
So you know, we've had some, you know, little things here and there. So where do you meet Wong at when you go? Where's her office?
She's got an office down at the police station where she can see people, and I get to see some of my old friends that became police officers. But you know they're usually pretty busy. And,
so you only see her there.
Normally I only see her there because I have to make an appointment. She doesn't like seeing people outside of work.
Yeah.
And when he says that, you kind of get the feeling that he tried to ask her out once, and that got shot down quick.
Oh, yes.
Cole, you need to be this guy's
James.
man. Yep.
Hey, James. Is there such a thing as an insight check in this game?
You could use an investigate, or if you want to go like balls to the walls crazy, you could try to peer through the mist.
Oh.
I'm not trying to peer through the mist, but it seems okay, so it makes sense that he would go to the police station because he has friends that have become police officers. But Dr. Wong meeting up with someone that isn't in law enforcement?
He's a security officer.
Yeah, but even then, her license responsibility
Yes.
falls within the realm of law enforcement. Stepping outside of that, wouldn't she get into some sort of trouble?
Most likely, she's a licensed doctor. So she can, private practice, but most likely you'd need to get like some kind of recommendation of like if you're involved in an event and you need to talk to the police shrink, you could totally try for that angle.
Okay, then I guess my first question here to Ruben would be, so how did you and Dr. Wong meet?
There you go.
She was the psychologist that worked for the police department when I went to the academy.
Yeah.
There was some accidents that happened, and unfortunately, like half of our class didn't graduate. But I still keep in contact with my friends that did.
Half of your class, really?
There were some accidents that happened, and he starts to get like really shy, like he doesn't want to mention something. And so some people got hurt when there was an incident with some clay, and he starts to reminisce on something dark and looks into his drink in a dark and broody way that immediately you want to change the subject. Or do you?
Listen.
I explained that you're with friends, it's safe, we understand what you're going through. You don't need to be embarrassed or anything about what's going on.
Ooh.
Okay. I leaned closer to him and I said, listen, we are not asking for any secrets. Just one thing. Did anything else than clay happen? Maybe some others were other or your mates were involved. I am not asking names. Just if there was anything different also going on.
Okay, go ahead and give me a take the risk. I'll give you a free +1, by the way, since you are his buddies. And you know what? I'll give you +2 since you're his buddies and in a safe place. Wow!
Wow! Boom!
Only 12.
And then, now that your table's gotten nice and private since the game ended, you have this like all night montage where he basically explains that like there were two other suicides, and the reason why he was kicked out of the academy was he actually attempted suicide as well during training because it was just so hard, and he totally gives you guys this inside information that's hard. Something happened that caused this whole class to have all kinds of mental trauma. And he kind of points it out to you that they were pushed too hard. They were supposed to be a special academy project that were going to work with some of the city's new renovations, and they got to meet a bunch of movers and shakers, but this special squad class they were put through was just too much, and nobody actually graduated to the special squad. It was, the idea was canceled. But, you know, 3 people, committing suicide, 2 doing it successfully, and, he admits that that's when he had his first major breakdown, and he had a nightmare where there was, mud in the bunks where he was at, and then some people got into an accident because a fire alarm went off, and, he takes these things very personal and that it's his mistake. And Dr. Wong is totally right in saying that these things are on me. I am responsible for them, but you guys pull him out of the dark place as soon as he tries to.
Like no, it's not your fault.
You totally get him out of the bad drinking broodiness into the friend group drinkingness, to which he's just totally enamored with you guys. You guys have a friend for life here.
Because we're fun guys.
I'm
You know.
a little curious as to what sort of special squad.
Renovations, construction.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
but I
he
mean, at the
doesn't
police
know
academy.
he was taken off of it, for and he of course gets all sad and dark about the whole attempted suicide attempt.
Oh, okay.
Corbin Payne, the city's legendary construction tycoon. Yeah,
Yeah, could be, maybe.
could be,
We
could
have
be. It
another
all
piece of
sounds a bit
yarn on the
weird.
conspiracy board.
Yeah, another one on the conspiracy board. Give me some of that red wool. Tell me
And
how it works.
and
Tell me
as
how
you
it works,
guys are
by the way.
having a great night, the camera kind of pans out as you guys are just, hanging out, having a no shit evening. You're not worried about the club. Rico's not worried about the work tomorrow. Ruben is not worried about going to prison or killing himself. You guys are having
Yay!
a good time, and that's where the camera pans out and fades to dark.
Okay. Yes, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I gotta get new shoes.
Yeah, no, thanks.
As about midnight, your toes finally feel solid in there.
Fine. So, yeah, okay. Yeah, no problem. We'll work on where we want to go with that next time. Maybe
Okay,
we want to
so time for
track down some more.
downtown montage.
Oh, downtown montage. What happens there?
So for that, we have downtime. So you want to go ahead and are you giving attention to one of your themes? Are you working the case? Are you exploring your mythos? Or are you preparing for your next activity or recovering from your last activity?
Well, go ahead.
You had a negative status, didn't you, Rupert?
Yeah, I got stuck in the mud.
Yeah, that one is gone. That was a temporary
Okay.
one.
It's a temporary
Okay.
thing. I've got a palpitating 2.
Yep, that one is still kind of going. She scared the shit
Yeah,
out of me.
I'm a bit reluctant to face her.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to deal with that somehow. No, do you know what? No, let's leave that for future us to worry about. I'd like to give some attention. So I take it if you get 4 pip, the equivalent of 4 pips in attention, then the card flips. Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. Well, I would like to do that for my trumpet if I can. So what do you do?
So
Actually,
you
practice.
flip the card, and then it gives you access to other things that you can do.
Yep, you can add additional improvements.
So basically, it's
now
a new power tag that you would make.
Right, so I'd have to look at the rules for that. So I'll just have a quick look. You carry on with everyone else. I'll just have a look at my player's guide for that.
Yeah, so the attentions, that's only by because I'm trying to remember. I know on my tag, I don't know if that was like we should all be there, but Dabblers in the Mist, our group 1, our crew 1, I have 3.
Yep, as a group, you should be flipping and coming up with a new power tag for your group.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Yeah, because I know we've used that, so we have to figure out. So is there a different crew tag listing? Yeah, in the books. I'd have to pull my books up.
Yeah, I have to pull the book up for the crew theme on that one. But yeah, you guys have to come up with a new ability for your crew theme, especially since you've spent so much time working as a crew. You've cemented the bonds, and you're a little better as a crew. I'm just throwing that one out there.
We rock as a crew. What are you talking about?
Definitely.
Cool. I'll have to do some research.
Have we got to decide then, or?
You know,
we can decide by next
we can
time, right?
decide in chat. Yeah, you can totally do it that way.
And that's a little better.
I gotta remember where I stored those files on here. All right, nobody got killed, almost, but not quite. One just about got eaten by some demon, and one we almost got covered in clay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Almost got buried alive. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm definitely think I'd rather deal with the clay than whatever that was you saw.
I mean, on the plus side, you now have Golem as a best bud. So you
Oh,
now
yeah.
have, you know.
Oh,
by the way, Rupert definitely took some sampling of that clay to
Right.
inspect in his laboratory later.
Right?
Thankfully, there's plenty of samples to take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And get him to control that stuff, and hey.
It's like, oh man.
I
So of
yeah, I
course,
think
you
I'm
know,
going to have. Sorry, Jim. Go on.
oh no, I was gonna say. So for the geeking out during credits, the each player can answer one or more of the following questions. And I'll post them in the chat there, so that way you.
Yep.
Okay.
Here they come.
Mhm. Oh,
So
here
you've
we go.
got the. You can pick one of those three questions, and has the crew grown during the session? That copy paste came out horrible. Recover a
Yeah.
burnt crew tag if you did, which I don't think anyone did, or mark attention so that way you guys can totally flip the card and add a power. Or which character had the most meaningful interaction with your character this session? Or which of your themes is under the most strain? If it collapses, what new aspect will show up in its place?
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
I'm kind of for the crew tag attention and seeing
then
what we might add to that.
Yeah, I think that's a
flip
great
that bad
idea.
boy.
Yeah, definitely. What are the? So that would flip, would it? So what? Oh, I see. We'd have to look at. So
Yeah,
we'd have
well,
to look at the rule book to work that one out. Wouldn't we?
yep. We can come to the next session with some ideas and
Yeah.
vote on.
No, that's a wicked idea. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, 'cause there's loads of stuff we could look at.
Yeah, crew tags are good.
Yep.
Joint
Yeah.
joint tag.
We haven't really interacted with each other particularly this session, have we? It's been about kind of targeting, you know,
Going after the
NPCs.
victims. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
but
but we played off
we
of each other's strengths in the both scenarios. So
yeah.
True. Yeah. Yeah. I give you that.
yeah, we
Yep.
tag teamed in as points
Yep.
needed it because we know each other so well.
And it's interesting the group dynamic that you split into.
Right?
It
Well,
could
the
have went
science guy.
so different.
Well,
well, yeah. The two scientists going to go talk to the chickie probably wasn't the best thing. No.
yeah. Which of your themes is under the most strain?
So
Question.
power tag. So there's got to be crew power tag somewhere, right?
Actually, I'm in full agreement with the crew power tag, but I
Yeah.
think I would use my downtime to find out more about this Dr. Maximilian. Where is he? What does he do? Stuff like that.
Maximilian? What Maximilian?
He is
Drake.
the third patient, the scientist that
doctor.
is.
Oh, yeah, the one that you didn't visit yet.
Yeah.
The Smith.
The Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Helping cope with his disability.
Right.
Okay. That's a great idea. Yes, find out more so that we can not get, I don't know, anvils dropped on our head in a kind of comedy Wile E. Coyote kind of way. That's a good idea.
Also, just an idea. I'm putting it out there because we haven't really done anything about it. But should we cultivate our allies?
What do you mean?
We're working on Ruben, and he's like a friend for life at this point. But we still
Any
have the
other
Red
allies?
Caps.
Oh yeah.
We still have the Red Caps Motorcycle Club, and if we can turn officers Das and Quinn into allies, it would help us It would help us on the back end with investigating stuff, acquiring things that we on the fly.
Okay.
Just an idea.
Yeah, it is a good idea. I mean, we might have to think of some practical ways to actually do that.
Well,
yes, I agree. It's an excellent idea.
from a game mechanics standpoint, could we convert these ally contacts into our crew themes?
Ooh, you could.
Okay, is that an option then?
I mean, normally it would be something very vague, but you could totally say, like a crew theme of, let me pull them back up real quick.
See, I don't know the rules well enough to say, yeah, we can or no, we can't. I'm just saying if we're meeting people and we're making friends left and right.
Yeah, you could
But
totally make a crew theme called Call Das and Quinn.
because
Okay.
I mean, if we get into some sort of legal trouble, it would be nice to have a couple of detectives who could help us out.
That's a
And
great idea. Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure how we can leverage the red caps.
Motorcycle gang.
You
Just
need some thugs.
I mean, if we need to get to point A to point B and we don't have a ride, or we're up against a troll bridge and we need backup.
Send a motorcycle gang
Yeah.
after a troll bridge.
They were nice
It's a
people.
motorcycle club, not a gang.
They were nice people. You guys got all worried. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, that would probably fall under like the D Delta option, who is guiding, backing, or assisting your operation type deal. So,
Okay.
question would be which
And how?
Well, for the tag, I mean, which group are you wanting?
Yeah, I
Or
mean, it's like
person or people.
right. I mean, it's going to take us a little bit to actually build up one of these into that particular tag, but I'd like, for instance,
Well, no, if we put the
Ruben.
focus to that tag and flip it, we can add that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jim? Yeah.
Yeah. To just give you an idea, normally with the tags is they have a list of questions in the player's handbook. And those are how you could get new generic tags. But if you want something more specific, you could totally do that.
Yeah.
Well, I think that I would rather stick to the generic tag, but
Well, but like who's guiding, backing, or assisting? Like the example here, Lily, our moral compass, the client spirit animal, the professor, Almighty Zeus. So some of that's fairly specific in that
like
case.
The same thing of what special source of information do you have? Police informant, hackers of oversight, unexplained intuitions. Instead of hackers of oversight, it could be Officer Das and Gwen.
That sounds wicked. Yeah, why not? But we'd have to do something in game to do that in the fiction, I imagine. But
well, you could always just say you're spending your downtime doing that. You're making sure to whichever contact you're working with, that during the downtime you totally did pull time aside to cement those relationships.
Right. That's what the downtime focus is on.
Yep.
The tag.
That way it can be done off camera, not taking game time away.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's a good system.
Cool. That sounds great.
So it's
So, yeah, is somebody specifically going to do that, or?
well, I can spend time on it. I mean,
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, because
I got influence. I know people in low places and things like that. So I got contacts in every neighborhood.
Cool. That's exactly it. And I take it where if I flip this card, the attention then goes back to 0 again.
Correct. Yeah, you want to clear the attention off.
Okay, fine. Cool, no problem. And what does on your character card, what does build up mean?
Yeah, we haven't really done any of that. Right under at the very top.
Oh yeah,
Of your character
we
card?
haven't done much of that at all. When you flip a card, that's one of your build-ups.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
so as
so
a
if you
group,
flip the
you're
card,
gonna
that
wanna
could be...
yeah, you'll wanna click if you're flipping the group tag, you'll wanna click one of those for the build-up.
Okay.
Okay.
So I already did that with my sword, so I should have one then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I've put one on for the tag, and then when I've worked out what my relic flip is, I'll just do a bit of reading a bit later. So that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, just at this point then for the dabblers, need to figure out who do we think's the best.
When you end up marking
people.
your 5th build-up point, you reset the track and choose a moment of evolution from the list on your character card.
Ooh.
And you can only choose each one once.
Oh, I see.
I
On the
see.
back.
King just flipped his card over. Yep.
I see. Yeah. Oh, okay,
Basically,
that sounds
your
great.
experience points.
Yeah, cool. That sounds wicked.
Oh.
Right. Groovy.
Looked at that card.
Well, and I think that's probably all the questions that I could answer at the moment.
Okay.
Don't know you guys.
Yep.
So with that,
All
we'll
right,
say
well,
that's a good place to wrap it up there.
Yeah,
Yep.
between now and the next session, figure out who we want for contact. That might be who we think's the best option there that we've been dealing with.
Yep.
And also
Sounds
for
good.
next month, I'm limited to only the 18th or the 25th. Which one is better for you guys? Or do we want to talk in
this
chat
is
about that?
February?
For February, yeah.
Well, we can look real quick. I'm not.
18th is the
25th.
only one I can do. I've got a whole weekend of role playing on 25th, 26th.
Awesome.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
My sister will be in town on the weekend of the 11th, so the 18th and 25th would both work.
So
Cool.
tentatively, the 18th, we'll say.
Yeah,
Sure.
let's pencil it in, and if anything changes, put something up on the group. Yeah.
Sounds like a wiener.
Yeah, sorry about my whatever was going on earlier. I was a little bit late. I'd been in
That's
town,
No worries.
and then my computer just had a complete brain fart, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's okay.
That's
I experienced something similar last weekend.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
No lashes this time.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I
man.
use Bluetooth a lot for my computer, and
Oh, yeah.
Bluetooth just suddenly crapped out on me for the entire night.
Oh, man.
Yeah, bummer.
Yeah,
Okay. I've put that in my diary. Excellent.
same.
Right.
Good.
Sounds about like dinner time now for me. It's 20 past 7 here in the evening.
And here it's 12:30 in the afternoon.
And what's your plans for the days?
I have a game late tonight, and I'm supposed to get on World of Warcraft with the mother-in-law and the wife.
Really?
Mother-in-law
With the mother-in-law?
and the wife?
Yeah.
Wow.
You got a mother-in-law that plays World of Warcraft.
I have a mother-in-law that plays World of Warcraft. She used to do RPGs, but now it's only World of Warcraft.
Nice.
Really?
Good for
That sounds
you.
wicked. Good for her. You are a lucky man.
Except when she calls and says, "Run me through something. I need a tank or I need a healer."
That just comes with the
Only
territory.
Right?
Wait, why does she only need a tanker and a healer?
Because she doesn't do DPS usually. I mean, she only does DPS usually.
Oh, okay. Well,
Madness.
is she with
yeah.
the Alliance or the Horde?
We are mostly a Horde household, even though we have characters on both.
Well,
It's
you made the
mostly
right
Horde.
decision. You
It's
mostly
the
made the
only
right decision.
I mean,
Mostly.
we have Alliance, so we could make Coltirian and Void Elves. That was it.
Okay. Cool.
After all, I
Cool.
still say the Mechanome is too overpowered. It's got too
I
many
haven't taken a look at the
racial
Mechanome
abilities.
yet.
They're pretty cool, but they have too many cool racial abilities. I mean, they pop up target decoys as one of their powers.
Mhm.
They can self-heal at 20%, which automatically happens, which is lame. And then they have every tool on them automatically. And I think they're like +1 to intel or +1 to whatever your main stat is for your class.
Wait, if they have every tool on them automatically, does that mean that you can have multiple crafting specializations at one time?
You can still only have 2 skills, but yeah, you could have
Right.
engineering and blacksmithing and not need ever to carry a tool.
Wow.
He's all like logging in now.
No. I learned my lesson back in college. So
Yeah, I've given up. I've refused. I've gone back 4 times, I think, to WoW, and I'm like done. I'm not doing it again. I'm
yeah, I mean,
nope.
as good as WoW is, it's like uh, without knowing the people that you're gaming with, it's just not that
Yeah.
interesting to me.
Yeah, I mean, we basically went to Classic because we had a guild that we were gaming with regularly, so you had regular folks.
Mhm.
But we went back to retail, the current version, once the
Mhm.
new expansion came out, just to level up. Because I have to admit,
Mhm.
the new dragon race is kind of cool. Again, it
Mhm.
goes back to the healing spec is too OP because they're healers that can still do decent damage. And they get like the best heals of every other class for their evoker class. They've got an area effect heal, a heal over time, an instant heal, and then they've got a cool one where they fly over in whatever direction you pick and breathe healing vapors on your entire team.
Hmm.
I mean, it's a pretty
What do you
cool
mean?
class. It's just a little too OP. I mean, coming into the new expansion out of the gate, I could heal without sweating, with not having any good gear.
So what's the offset? Is
There's
there a threat large enough that they deem that this ability is a requirement?
Not yet. I mean, they're still changing the classes. They're going to be doing patch 10.0.5 coming up to, I
Ooh,
think, give
jeez.
shamans back some good powers because they gimped the shamans pretty bad recently.
No.
Because they came up with a new talent tree system. So you have 2 talent trees to keep track of. One which is your class and one which is your specialization.
Mhm.
Basically to make you have to get more levels and points involved to get back to cool spots. Like Druid
Okay.
Heals used to be my favorite class because you turn into the little tree and you shake your little tree butt and you heal the shit out of everybody. Now
Mhm.
they've turned the tree form into a new tree form that you can only cast every 3 minutes for 30 seconds. Which kind of sucks because the old tree form, you'd stay in it through the whole instance and you'd be doing really good heals. And then you'd pop your cool things that let you do instant heals. And now it's less juggling. It's more simple one-click pony for most of the classes.
Oh, this is all very baffling to me. I'm going to have to book, guys. Okay,
All
thank
right.
you very much. Nice
All right,
hanging
guys.
out, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers, guys.
I have to get
Later.
going as well. Take care,
Yep.
guys.
All right, later, guys.
Later,
Bye.
guys.
Okay.
Bye.